The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。テレビつけてもいいぞ。冒険アニメ。よりによって。サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと。ワクワク。
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call the Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Crazy.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. Hypno. How is it my fault? What? The bragging gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
Nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say? People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah.
On the other end of the spectrum, yes.
Okay. I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did
can
I
I
focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so then
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn, why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your friends? Did your social credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. This white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
Drops, retard. Robocock.
Good job, Daddy, not going on that incel show. I'm gonna buy you that Switch too now.
Fuck, he got another donation. Add it to the total.
Do not touch the fucking pumpkin. Fight back! Fight back! Mamma mia.
Hey, punk, you got another one to do if you still want that ad money, so let's go!
Welcome home!
All right. Shout out to everybody. Welcome to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right. We are live, boys. We are live. We are live. We are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in. Come on, man. Bring it in. Let's go. Hurry it up. Hurry it up. Bring it in. We got to hug it out. Listen, man. Listen, man. I understand. It's the middle of the week. I get it. It's the middle of the week. We all need a little bit of a push on the middle of the week. So let's hug it out. Let's make sure we give each other some love here. And whatever you do,
Do not touch the fucking pumpkin.
and listen very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Like it. Like it. Like it. Come on, man. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else right now, shame on you. So like the stream. Like the stream. Can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? Guys, lots of interesting information coming out in the gaming industry right now. Lots of interesting information coming out between Palworld and Nintendo. A lot of good stuff, man. A lot of good stuff that we're going to talk about today. Got some games I want to go over as well. Some numbers to go over. But what are we checking? What are we checking? 2 days to Halloween, according to 17 Crash Gaming. Very nice. Very nice. Hydro Blazer check. Well, there you go. Hypno check. There you go. Flu check. Oh no. I'm sorry you got the flu. I hope you feel better. Flu sucks. Kata's thick check. Oh my god. Asshole check. Well, there you go. Master Gamer Smash JT check. Why are we lying? Why are we lying? Facebook lawsuit check. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. Ice cream for the Warriors. Yes, ice cream for the Warriors. Hashtag ice cream for the Warriors. Old Man Cat says computer parts have arrived check. Very nice. Fellstep says back pay has arrived. Very nice, bro. Everybody's winning, man. Everybody's winning. It's a beautiful thing. You love to see it. Bill Gates admitting climate change isn't a threat check. Oh, I haven't even seen that. Master Chief Trump check. Yeah, we talked about that many times already. Eating all the candy before Halloween check. You're not going to have any. Are you going to have any to give out to people? Probably not. Let's be real. All right, guys, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are fully funded, like the stream. Let's do the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in this chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku urinalists, Black Samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point, but no longer do. And people that swear they don't watch the channel, and yet, let's be real.
He got another donation. Add it to the total. Sigh.
They always do. They always do. Felsteph, Hanny, Speedy Cake, Creepy07, Frost Puma, D-Draconic over on Rumble, Mr. Melancholy, 2K Gamer Cuber, Game Cuber. I said Gamer Cuber. Deco Leader. Beat again. What's up, man? Crew333. We got Monkey Man 04. What's up, dude? How you doing? We got Matthew with the Hero Prees. We got Fluffy Murder Machine, just says H. That's it. Gray Soul 81. We got Nick Havoc, Tanya Raven, Old Man Cad, T-Vol Gaming. We got Marius 7042, Romanizer 24, Triple J Jr., Eternal Brandon. We got Nico. We got Sleeping Nova. We got Beautiful Zexel. We got Frost Puma 304. We got Schizosaurus, Commander Sonok, Stin Rocks. What's up, Stin Rocks? We got more dots. We got 17 Crash. What's going on, man? Gamer Nurse Gale. What's going on? How you doing? We got Ali Kusanagi, the legend. What's going on? Dragatello. What's up, dude? We got the Gaming Wolf 87, Reaper Knight. We got Limitless Andre, Zelosi, Review Big Cheese 200, Sephiris 5555, Roll Some Joint. We got Hypnotic and Rapture over on Rumble. We got Dark Tynave, something like that. Adam Jubin over on Rumble. MT Pockets. What's up, man? We got Panthera, We got Lenny. Crash Collins over on Rumble. The Gaming Mason. What's up, man? Buenos pinches noches. How you doing, man? Doodoo Brownies says poop. We got Big D. We got Blue Octopussy. We got Frenchie07. Dark Obsidian. We got Torinol over on Rumble. We got Sleeping Nova 176. We got The Voice in the Water. Nocturnal. Archangelus. We got Genetic Spore over on Rumble. We got Mr. Rouge says me. Shout out to Mr. Rouge, man. Hey, Mr. Rouge went out there and this man dropped 150 memberships on New Blackstreet, man, taking over the entire show. It was a beautiful thing to witness. Shout out to Mr. Rouge. Absolute fucking legend. I still can't stop playing Ball X Pit. You took my life away, my man. You took my life away. Thank you, bro. All right, 4 more people, man. 4 more people. Then we got to get on with the show, man. 4 more people. Let's go. We got SGM Harvey. What's up, man? How you doing? We got Alucard. What's up, Alucard? You know, we might play some Ball X Pit today, or we might play Duck Off. I'm not sure. We'll see if we play something tonight. What else we got? We got Danny Barton. What's up, dude? We got Matthew Watson. We got Danko Orange, Vince Ryder, Valkyria Winter. And last but not least, we got Low KZ420 on Rumble. We got Inferno Hell Knight. We got Radio Chimp, the True Aztec Warrior. We got Denarier, Ron DFK, UF Omega, Gasherman, and we got Abe Myers, who says duck off, by the way. All right, guys, listen, I called out as many people as I possibly could. Let's sacrifice this fellow Bigot Army member, and let's see who is going to get the massive money shot today. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? Come on, boys. Who is it going to be? Who are we starting off with? Handy. And by the power of the Goon Oil and Hypno's Queerness, deport the next pig down by 7 to Sonichu's Cave to get donkey fucked by DSP while Hypno sits in Kata's cuck chair happily. And yes, Hypno is a homosexual. Very nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Time-bound Howler. Deflected up to 3. Halloween special. Hollow Stem and Pumpkin Fill with Hypno Halloween brand coffee. Extra cream. Smacked up. No stir. Haunted by Mercanti. Creep watching and curse to hear Booty Adams and Jaffe moan. 1, 2, 3. Which goes to Ali Kusanagi with emoji protection on the booty hole. No Diddy, no censorship. Go down by 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which goes right back to Handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Which goes to Time-bound Howler, deflecting it back up to 3. 1, 2, 3. Back up to Handy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Creepier says go down because I said so, but with no protection, which is very important, by the way. Which goes to Time-bound Howler, saying to go up by 3. 1, 2, 3.
Holy shit.
On the fucking turkey. On the fucking turkey. Seriously, Matthew? Really? Like you couldn't just say something interesting? You had to put a turkey there.
Holy shit.
You had to. Oh, man. It's not even November. You guys, what are we doing? Congratulations to Matthew and your turkey, apparently. You guys are the recipients of the money shot today.
What the?
Like the stream, you crazy bastards. Like the stream. All right, boys, listen, we got a lot we got to talk about today. Let's make sure we get through the topics to see if we could do some gaming tonight, man. I want to play some Duck Off or Ball X Pit. Haven't decided yet. But while we're on Hypnocast, let's talk about some interesting things, man. So number one, we're going to be talking about Nintendo and Palworld because there has been a massive blow that has been done to Nintendo. A massive blow. And that is basically that Japan has rejected a very crucial patent request by Nintendo. They have rejected it. It is null and void. And Nintendo got felted. So we're going to go over all the details about that because, well, it's a very important story in the overall thing that's going on right now between Nintendo and Palworld. Not only that, we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're going to talk about Assassin's Creed Shadows because Smash JT ended up bringing up a post, or making a post, I should say, that was quote tweeting another post that I want to go over, making a claim that Assassin's Creed Shadows is the lowest selling game of the last 5 Assassin's Creed games, despite having the highest budget. Now, this is obviously countering the conversation that Matt Piscatella and Circana have been saying about Assassin's Creed Shadows, but there is a little bit of information that is missing from Smash JT's post. Is going to give you more of the full context over why, things are represented the way they are. So we're going to talk about it. We're also going to be covering some fast topics, obviously, and we're going to be also talking about Twitch, because apparently Twitch just signed a deal with HoloLive, which is fucking huge, by the way, considering that Twitch is known to hate VTubers. Apparently, they're so desperate for money now that they're bringing in the big hitters. They're bringing in the ones that are going to get more viewers than all their ethos combined. They signed a deal with HoloLive, essentially proving that Twitch is cooked otherwise. So we're going to go over that because that's pretty important. And then we're going to talk about some more melting down about the Halo meme with Trump and everything. We're going to talk about that because, well, the people who came out and spoke about the Halo remake, they used to work on the games. Well, they both have come out in unison, even though they disagreed with each other originally. They're both obviously most likely lefties, and they came out in unison and agreed that apparently using Halo as a political, I guess, propaganda, whatever you want to call it, from these people, apparently that's abhorrent. But then they seem to forget all the times that Halo was used as political propaganda before by their own particular side. So we're going to cover that as well. And like I said, guys, we got fast topics, we got video games to look at, and funny videos to go over. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to go over the number 2 segment on YouTube, the number 2 segment on Rumble, the number 2 segment all around the galaxy. This segment is known none other than the retard of the day.
And here we are. The fate of the planet is in the hands of a bunch of retards I wouldn't trust with a potato gun.
That's right, boys. That's right, boys. So we got ourselves a retard of the day, okay? And this has nothing to do with me personally. It's just something I saw over on X, and I'm like, you know what? This is either going to be a funny video or this is going to be a retard of the day. And I think it qualifies. I think it qualifies as a retard of the day. So we're going to showcase this. Let me give you a little bit of context. So this person is called Matt Gordon or whatever. And he's an actor that was hired to play Leon from Resident Evil. Now, I believe this is in some form of like a show or something along those lines in Japan or whatever. But he was hired by this company, USJ Official. Okay, so it's Universal Studios Japan, basically. Yeah, so he was hired to play Leon at Universal Studios Japan. Okay. Now, he made some comments that were basically saying that he's happy that Charlie Kirk was dead. Okay. He thinks, typical shit that we've been seeing for like the longest time. Okay. This is nothing new. But where it becomes retard of the day is when he says the following. And I just want you guys to watch the first video, because then we're going to watch the follow-up video showcasing that you probably shouldn't do something like this. So let's check this out. Here we go. Let's put the volume up and go.
My goodness, I certainly angered a certain group of people with my video the other day. I'd like to address a few things. You're not going to get me fired. I live and work in Japan. No one cares about that guy over here. To all the people who are like, if I ever see...
Remember that part. Remember that part. It's very important.
You in real life, you are not doing shit. You ain't doing shit, and you don't frighten me. Everyone who's calling me out for being gay, yeah, and the grass is green. The sky is blue. There's stars in the heavens. I'm gay. I like it. I like being gay. You're not insulting me. In fact, you're complimenting me. I love being gay. And this is my biggest one. To all these people who are like, how would you feel if people wanted to shoot you and kill you because of your opinions? Are you serious right now? Are you serious? I'm a gay leftist atheist. People literally want to kill me all the time. People want to kill me for just existing. And it
Oh my
really
God.
angers me when people are like, oh, it was just, he just had different opinions. His opinions, they weren't opinions, they were hate. He was a racist, a misogynist, and a homophobe. We're better off without him. And I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it. I'm happy about it, actually. Stay mad. Go cry to your mom. All you people in my comments threatening me are pathetic.
Okay, so whatever. This is obviously somebody who was very confident, which that's great, man. Be confident. Be confident in what you're saying. That's definitely a plus. So you're probably wondering, well, where does this become the retard of the day? Well, let me show you exactly why this becomes the retard of the day. Okay, let's bring up this video that was just posted today. And it's going to have the reminder that I told you to remember at the beginning.
You're not going to get me fired. I live and work in Japan. No one cares about that guy over here.
Wow, was that smug jerk ever wrong? I've been MIA 2 weeks. I had to lick my wounds because y'all, they got me. It turns out a few individuals in Japan really did care about that guy, who describes himself as a Christian traditionalist foreigner living in Japan. A failed anti-immigrant politician who has some very strong opinions about Chinese people, by the way. These two little rascals took it upon themselves to rally as many like-minded citizens as possible to email my place of employment and let them know that a person like me should not be employed at such a company. That was bad enough, but a lot of these people also took it upon...
Ladies and gentlemen,
on themselves to find where I lived. So it was a bit of a safety issue as well. And then...
Well, that's not good. He should not be getting doxxed. That I agree with. Nobody should be showing up to your home threatening violence against you. You know, like kind of like how the lefties decided to want to shoot somebody in the neck because, you know, opinions and stuff like that. So, I mean, your job is one thing. You can always get another job. You can't get another life, though.
In the 1-2 punch of our vice president saying this...
Call them out. In hell, call their employer. We don't believe in political violence, but we do believe in civility.
And the most popular late night show in...
Now, the funny thing is about all this is that he flat out said that he didn't care, right? Like and I think he was saying this. He's clearly felt it. Like you could tell, like he's upset about this. He apparently was away from his profile for 2 weeks. He was away from his profile for 2 weeks because he didn't know what to say or do because obviously he got fired. So he didn't want to come out publicly and admit that he was wrong. But I mean, he had to at some point. So... But the truth is that you were very confident. You thought that you weren't going to lose your job. So you were just out here acting a fool. You were out here acting a fool. And then come to find out, you did lose your job. Come to find out that Japan does not play that fucking game in the same way that other people are not playing that fucking game either. When you're acting like a psycho on social media, you know, these companies have social media clauses, especially Japan. Like out of all the countries, Japan, the one place that is literally traditional in almost every way imaginable, and you're gonna be out here acting like a fool. That's not exactly going to work, right? So, in any case, let's continue.
America getting pulled because it hurt our president's feelings. Well, it seems like my job didn't have a choice, did they? You know, I was under the impression
it has nothing about hurting Trump's feelings. This guy has literal TDS. He's blaming his loss of his job on Trump, which is amazing, by the way.
That people who don't have the same political opinions that I do, that they...
Which, by the way, none of this matters because you said in the beginning of the video, you live in Japan. You live in Japan, so what the fuck does the U.S. have to do with anything? You shouldn't even be talking about the U.S. right now if you live in Japan. Now, chances are you probably live there because, you know, you're working there. But, like, you live in Japan, bro. What are you talking about the U.S.
They really enjoy edginess, and they enjoy listening to edgy things and saying edgy things. Things like...
I'm sorry, if I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified.
And...
I love... See, this is why they always lose. This is why they always lose. So, it's always like, oh, I'm so felted. I'm going to take the person that I made fun of, and I'm going to take all their clips out of context, post them. This is what makes them a retard of the day. Post them and pretend like I took the moral high ground by being happy that he's dead. You know what I mean? Like you literally are doing the exact same thing that all the other people have been doing. because you're fucking stupid. You didn't post the full conversation. You didn't talk about how he was talking about DEI hiring practices and how they have unfortunately made him, I guess, aware of certain things to the point where he has to now question certain people because he's not sure. And a lot of people feel that way. So why are you taking him out of context? He does this like 3 times, by the way.
You had a daughter and she was 10 and she got raped. Would you want her to go through that and carry her baby?
That's off. The answer is yes, the baby would be delivered.
And even things like,
if you as a gay person would go to Gaza, they'd throw you off of tall buildings, right? Now they don't have any tall buildings left, so I don't... Is that too soon? I'm sorry. Maybe you shouldn't kill Jews, stupid Muslims.
But apparently when someone like me dips his toe into this realm, it's just too far. It's too far. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This really sucks. For a few...
But I thought you didn't care, though. I thought you didn't care. That's the thing. Like, if you say that it really sucks, you clearly cared. So if you cared, why did you try to convince the entire internet that you didn't care? You know what I mean? It's the weirdest
reasons.
thing, bro.
First of all, this came at a not so great time for me financially, but also
It never does. Getting fired never comes at the proper financial time. It just never, ever does.
Much bigger reason. I want everyone watching this to think of the countries that punish comedians for speaking out against their governments. Do you admire those countries?
You are not a comedian. You are not a comedian. Like you're not gonna suddenly give yourself the title of comedian all because you got fired after saying that you're not gonna get fired, after assuming that Japan doesn't care about that guy. You know what I mean? Like you literally, bro. Anyway.
Do you want to live under those conditions where stuff like that's normal? Well, congrats. You don't have to imagine it. America is on that list.
Congrats, my guy. America was already on that list. You want to know why? Because there is comedians being canceled in the prior regimes that were democratically led, by the way. Comedians were being canceled for making jokes about people that were considered socially protected. And then they continued to try to do it even when Trump was in office. But then Dave Chappelle and Netflix told him to go fuck off because they realized that Dave Chappelle was making them a ton of money. So we're not going to pretend as if comedians getting canceled because of edgy jokes is a thing now because Trump's in office when it's been happening for fucking years already. Like, we've been on that list. We've literally been on that. Oh, my God, bro. What the fuck? You are so goddamn. I don't even
We
know.
are now a country whose leaders make people lose their jobs for criticizing the government and anti-democratic ideals. And I know the talk...
Yeah, and that literally has been happening since you guys had power in the office. The whole losing jobs thing and cancel culture or whatever the hell you want to call it, you guys started that. You guys started that. And now you're angry because it's happening to you. It's fucking wild, in my opinion, bro. Like, you literally started that.
So has been put back on the air, but a precedent has been set. Whether you agree with what I or anyone else said, this is not good. It's not good for Republicans. It's not good for Democrats. It's not good for any of us.
So if it's not good for any of us, why did you do it for so long? Why did you guys do it for so many years? Why did you guys start the whole cancel culture thing? Why? What's the point? If it's not good for any of us, you want to know why? It's because it's happening to you now. So that's why it's like, oh, it's so bad for us now. It's so bad for the country. We shouldn't be doing this. We should not be. I agree. We shouldn't be doing this. So why'd you start it?
Their goal is for their agenda to seep into our lives and become normal.
Projection. Maximum levels of projection from the side that literally pushes agenda in pop culture and entertainment and fucking everything all the time.
While we're fighting amongst ourselves. And that goal is working really well. So I just want to say, after I was doxxed and harassed online and fired from a job that I loved.
If you love the job, why are you out here risking it so much? Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. If you love the job so much, why are you out here risking literally all of it and then saying that Japan doesn't care when you were clearly wrong and they did care?
Do I regret saying what I said?
Nope.
No. And I'll tell you why. He may have been my one-sided nemesis, but there is one thing that we both really agreed on, and that's the First Amendment. If there's one thing...
Right. And then your side disagreed with him and shot him and killed him because of it. What the fuck?
That man held dear to his heart, it was his right to free speech, and boy, did he exercise that right. To great...
Yeah, he exercised it until you guys killed him. And now he can't exercise it anymore, but guess who can? You can. You may be jobless, but you can still exercise your First Amendment right. Which, by the way, why are you bringing up the First Amendment when you don't even live in the United States? The fuck do you like? What are you doing?
Success, I might add. He may not have liked what I said about him, but by God, he would have staunchly defended my right to say it. And frankly, he would think it's really macabre that they're using his corpse as some sort of icon for censorship. So, to honor his memory, I'm giving everyone who hates me permission to gloat as much as you want in the comments. You can.
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's pretty obvious why this man is the retard of the day. So we're just going to leave it at that. There's not much else other than promotion for himself. So, and on that note, that was an extremely long retard of the day. On that note, now it's time to get into the #1 segment on YouTube, Rumble, and all around the galaxy. This segment is none other than the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat, money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names, SJW screaming, but it's money they blame, burning with envy, they're falling flat, they can't handle the sound of a super chat.
Let's go. We got ourselves the pre-stream legends, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go over them one by one. We got the first one up on the docket. Literally the first one. It's insane. Absolutely fucking insane. And I don't think Lurker Supreme told me which girls he wanted to summon to the stream. But regardless, the Lurker Supreme with a $100.83 Red Boy Hyper to this day has the best profile picture I've ever seen on YouTube. I hope to God he never changes it. Never change it. Never change it. Lurker Supreme says, watching Hypnocast, plus 15% entertainment, minus 10% heterosexuality, 5% brain damage. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you. So I guess that negates all buffs, huh? Shout out, man. Shout out to the Lurker Supreme. I don't think he said what girls he wanted, so I'm just gonna play. What are we thinking, chat? What are we thinking, chat? Let me know. I'll read your comments. I'll read your comments. In the meantime, Ali Kusanagi with a 5 membership banger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout outs to Ali Kusanagi with the 5 membership banger. And considering that's the first one of the stream, you already know what that means. Shout out to Ali Kusanagi. Thank you so much, brother, for the 5 membership banger. You fucking legend. I appreciate that, man. Starting the membership train. And then we got Mr. Melancholy with a 2, says F Nintendo and their lawyers. I agree. There's a lot of people saying Asians and Latinas in the chat. So I don't know which one it's going to be. But it's going to be one of those two. I don't know. Old Man Cad dropping in a 10 membership mega bang.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Old Man Cad. Thank you so much for the 10 membership mega banger. I appreciate that, bro. Continuing the membership train. The membership train. And then we got Monkey Man 04 with a 5, says, why do sperm cells look like commas and apostrophes? They often interrupt periods and lead to contractions. Oh my God, bro. Did this motherfucker make a pregnancy joke? A fucking pregnancy joke, my guy? Oh my God, dude. Monkey Man 04 with a 5. How does Spider-Man think of such witty comebacks? Because with great power comes great response ability. Oh, you just having a grand old time today, huh? You having a fucking grand old time today. I see. Monkey Man 04 with a 5. I got a new stick deodorant today. The instructions said remove cap and push up bottom. I can barely walk, but when I fart, the room smells lovely. Holy shit, boy. Holy shit. That's insane. That is insane. You know what's crazy? That actually reminds me of when I was playing Tormented Souls today. I went into a room called the torture room, and it had like on display all the forms of torture that people used to do in old history, like old times, right? And one of them was hanging a man upside down with his legs strapped at the top of where he was hanging open, and then they took a double-edged saw where two men would then saw from his ass crack all the way down into his stomach. How about that, Monkey Man? How about that? You like that? How's that for right up your butt? That's what I thought. Felsteph! The chat's freaking out right now. The chat's like, oh my God. Bro, that's a crazy kind of game that game is, bro. It's not my fault. The game's amazing. Falstaff with the 5 membership banger.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Shout out to Falstaff. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And Mr. Spanger's Coffee with the 99-cent super sticker. Thank you so much, bro. All right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to play Japanese Goth Girls for this one because I just looked at the chat. I just looked at the chat and I scrolled down and I realized Mr. Rouge just dropped a fucking massive hyper banger, which is going to play 2 clips on his own. So we're going to get all the clips in the world. So we're going to play Asians for Lurker Supreme. Here we go.
Oh my God, it's a Red Boy hyper banger.
If you hate the nose rings, don't blame me. But apparently we hit tier 2 already. Shout out to you guys, man. Holy shit. Holy shit. We hit tier 2 extremely quickly today. That's insane, man. Considering we almost lost it yesterday. I don't know if Mr. Rouge was there yesterday, but we almost lost it. And then Willie came in and saved us with a $300 Red Boy Hyperbanger. Absolutely insane, bro. Shout out to Willie. I don't know if he's here, man, but I can't thank that man enough. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Let's get into it. Let's keep going because we got topics to go over. Where's the bar? Where the fuck is my soup? Where's my bar? Where's my bar? What the fuck? My bar is missing. Well, that's weird. It's not hidden. It's not hidden. That's so weird. My bar is missing. Well, there you go. Maybe they don't like my bar. Maybe they don't want the bar. Well, let's try it this way. Maybe if I reset it. Damn, but I'm gonna lose all the super chats that came in so far. Fuck. 1, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We got about 150 in regular super chats right now, not including memberships. So let's see if I reset it. Hold on. There you go. There you go. The bar got nuked. I don't know why it got nuked. That's so weird. Mr. Spanger's Coffee with the 9.99. Just saw the Chainsaw Man movie. As someone who knows nothing about Chainsaw Man, this movie touched my soul and melted my cold heart. Is the manga worth it? I might pick the box set up at my local Kinokuniya bookstore. So here's my problem, okay? Chainsaw Man is definitely like, I liked Chainsaw Man a lot. Okay, I like his work. I read Fire Punch. I think Fire Punch is really good. I like Chainsaw Man a lot, but the problem with Chainsaw Man, and I hear it gets better. The problem is it falls off really hard after a certain point. I feel like after the Gun Devil arc is finished, it kind of falls off really hard. And I kind of stopped reading at that point and picked up other mangas. So I am going to return to it at some point. I just wanted to put it on the back burner for a little bit. But you know, it's up to you. I definitely think it's peak. Like it's peak up until that point, and then it just falls off, in my opinion. So it all depends on you. Everybody's different, but that's my thought about it. But I do hear that it gets better. I do hear that it gets better. Thank you so much. Furious Dan with a 2, by the way. Shout out to you, brother Hypno. Shout out to you, Furious Dan. Appreciate you, man. Archangelus with a 2 just bought Ball X Pit today. Very addictive game. I'm telling you, man. Mr. Rouge got me addicted to crack. Denariah with a 4.99. Ball X Pit madness started with me. I even lost my own husband to that addictive game. Duck Off is supposed to get co-op later on, and I'm hyped. Oh my god, if Duck Off gets co-op, it's over. It's over. Like it's over. I'm telling you right now, if Escape from Duck Off gets co-op, it is over. The internet will cease to exist. Just being honest. Peterson Cream with a 5 says, just sent an Aspen clip of JD Vance calling out Hassan for shocking his dog, and Hassan is speechless. Like the stream, boys. Actually, I actually have a clip that we're going to watch in a second as part of the funny videos. Clippy with a 2, I don't care. It says the hateful, godless, and weak. Pretty much. Mr. fucking Rouge. Mr. Rouge sending some of that new Blackstreet love this way. Mr. Rouge with a 50 membership ultra hyperbank.
Let's fucking go! It's a membership banger!
Listen, guys, spam the Mr. Rouge emojis in the chat right now. If you are a member, spam the Mr. Rouge emojis. Mr. Rouge, can you tell me what girls you want to summon, please? You get 2. You get 2 girls you could summon. Let me know what you want, and I will throw it in there, my man. Let me know. Thank you, Mr. Rouge. Absolute fucking legend, bro. Absolute legend. Clippy with a 2 says, we're not gloating. Also, no job, no residency. Facts. SGM Harvey with a 1999 peanut butter and jelly sandwich with cold.
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha.
Shout out to SGM Harvey. Thank you so much for the 1999 banger. I appreciate that, bro. Beautiful Zexo with a 5. I can't watch ROFD because it makes me lose brain cells. And that guy 100% deserves to be fired. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Odin Dark with a 5. I stopped playing Pokemon after Gen 7. Pokemon SM because I saw the writing on the wall. Best decision ever. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I kind of gave up the whole Pokemon thing ages ago, but there is something special about it, but we're going to talk about it. Debo with a 9 month says, where do mice park their boats? At the Hickory Dickory Dock. The Hickory Dickory Dock. Wow, that is something. Debo, thank you so much for the 9 months. I appreciate that, man. Let's go check Rumble. Is Rumble asleep? Yep. I think Rumble's like dead at this point. Rumble is dead. Those guys are like, yeah, YouTube got it. YouTube got it. It's all fine. Shout out to Rumble. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you watching every day. You guys are legends. Let's Drake says, boo. Mr. Rouge, what clips you want, man? Is Mr. Rouge here? What did Mr. Rouge pick last time? What did he pick last time? He picked, what did he pick? He picked, I think it was Elf Girls, right? Definitely Elf Girls. He might like Latinas too. He might like Latinas too. Did he pick Asians? Are you lying to me? I think you're lying to me. I'm almost positive it was Elf Girls. Almost positive. Mr. Rouge, I want to give you your clips, man. Peaches and Cream says Latinas. Oh, man. Mr. Rouge says Asians. You are lying. Stop lying. It's not good. All right, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna go through the fast topics because there's nothing on Rumble. I'm gonna go through the fast topics, and then when Mr. Rouge says what he wants, we'll play him his clips. I don't want to just play clips, and that's not what he wants. He says your pick. Oh shit, I get to pick. I get to pick. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. You know what I pick? You know what I pick, chat?
All right, boys, we got another Red Boy Hyper Banger. Let's bring the ladies in.
Shout out to Mr. Rouge, man. A 50 membership hyper banger, consistently supporting the channel. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that very much, man. And stop gifting games that are crack. Stop it. No, I'm just kidding, man. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it sincerely. You're a fucking legend, man. You already know that. You already know that. We got gifted games, and then we're gonna get into it, boys. Here we go. Let's see what we got. Again, I can't log into Steam for some reason on the browser. I gotta fix that. But in the meantime, we can do the window. So let's see what we got here. Gifted games. What? What the fuck? What?
Holy shit.
Oh my god, bro. All right, let's read through this. So we got the legend himself, Pitt. What's up, Pitt? A passion project from two brothers, dark fantasy setting, first person melee, roguelike structure, impressive work for such a small team. Darkblade Ascent. Never heard of this. Fast-paced first-person melee roguelike RPG with randomly generated weapons and upgrades. That sounds kind of cool. Hack and slash your way through atmospheric dark fantasy locations, unique monsters, and bosses. I got to check this one out, man. You guys are gifting such unbelievably fucking addicting games, bro. That's the problem with these roguelikes. Thank you, Pitt. I appreciate that, man. No hearts left, bro. Watching in the dark, waiting for time to pass by, smell of cooked stove food. The game either comes out on my birthday or the day after. He gifted Resident Evil Requiem. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Shout out to No Hearts Left. Fucking insane. That will absolutely go on Griffcast, obviously. Dude, you're nuts, man. Thank you so much, man. Holy fuck. Holy shit. 2 very based games. Thank you, man. You guys, so unbelievably nice, man. I appreciate it. All right. Let's where are we at? Let's get into the content, boys. We're gonna start with the funny clip of the day, obviously, or one of them anyway. And that has to do with JD Vance. Yes, JD Vance decided to call out Hassan specifically. And it was actually pretty fucking hilarious, by the way. And even basically compares him to a serial killer, which is fucking crazy. Sergeant Sapien becomes a member all on his own. Shout out to Sergeant Sapien. Thank you for that. And then BioT with a 5. Why was the jack-o'-lantern so forgetful? Because he's empty-headed. You better get them out now before fucking November comes around. And then you're going to have to switch to turkey jokes. Let's see you pull that off, sir. Let's see you pull that off. Fucking guy. All right, man. Let's get into this. This video is absolutely hilarious. Let's watch it.
He has this command place, which is basically if I snap my finger and point, he will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No.
Hassan.
Not like Hassan Piker. No.
Wasn't that disgusting?
No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it
no electrocution of dogs here. God damn.
tells you that they're not that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
I agree with that, by the way. Ironically, I do agree with that. I've told you guys this many times. Like when it comes to the suffering of animals, I will lose my absolute fucking shit. Like there's one thing about killing animals for food and doing it as proper as you possibly can. I mean, considering this is the world we live in, this is how the food chain works. But it's a whole nother thing when you take in an animal as a pet and then you mistreat it, or even worse, if you see an animal on the street that is a stray and you mistreat it. I've seen videos of like kids fucking kicking dogs and shit and all this wild stuff that I wish I never saw, and thankfully I don't see too often anymore. But when you take an animal as a pet and then you mistreat it, you're a really you're a piece of shit, because that animal never asked for you to be there. Like that animal never asked to be in your home. You know what I mean? Like you didn't have to do that, right? That animal loves you literally unconditionally just for you bringing it into its home. It is so thankful, and especially a dog. I mean, it'll show you how thankful it is every single day. And people, what they end up doing, especially women, no offense to women, because the thing is, I think men have an understanding that there is a strength difference between men and a lot of different things that we could take our anger out on. And I think men are used to restraining their strength pretty often. But with women, they don't have that same level of understanding naturally. So because they think of themselves as weaker physically on average. So they usually, take out their anger or take out their emotions on weaker things. It could be their kids. It could be, and I'm not saying men don't do this. Don't get me wrong. They absolutely do. But what I'm saying, like in terms of physical strength, there is a difference, right? There is a big, big difference. And unfortunately, women, when they take their anger out on weaker things, they don't understand that they can actually hurt them. So like I always have a rule that I would never hit an animal. It doesn't matter like how big the animal is. The only time I would ever swing at a dog is when if a dog, like let's say I'm walking down the street and there's a dog that's off leash and the dog decides to fucking gun it for me and is very clearly going to like hurt my dog or hurt me or whatever, I'm punching you in the fucking nose. I don't give a fuck. But that's the only time I'm doing that. Otherwise, there's no reason why if there's an animal that's your companion, there's no reason that you should be abusing that animal. And if you really can't take care of it, then give it up. Give up the animal to a home. There's plenty of really good adoption places. Give up the animal to a home that's going to take care of it. But anyway, people end up getting a pet because they think they want one, and then they realize how much work it takes to take care of one, and then they end up like, they basically end up fucking like, what's the word I'm looking for? They end up just being trash fucking animal parents. That's basically it, So in any case, I agree with what he said though. People who tend to take their anger out on animals and companions, or they tend to hurt animals. Those people tend to be really shitty to other people. Like that's kind of how it goes. Anyway, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So
correct.
It's one of the ways, we really sort of test people is
Yes.
if Atlas responds well to them, if they like Atlas, we know they're good people. But you can tell if somebody's really mean to animals, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Yeah.
Like every
and by the way, just so there's being mean to animals, and then there's not being an animal person, right? There are some people that are not animal people, and that's okay. You know what those people don't do? They don't go out and buy animals that they're going to mistreat. That's the difference, right? Because people will be like, well, I don't understand how you can't like animals. That, that's not the same. That's not the same. If you don't like animals, then fine. Then you just don't go out and buy animals. You don't go out and adopt animals. You don't go out and take an animal into your home. There's a big difference. But here's the funny part right here, the ending of this. Listen to this.
If somebody's really mean to animals, it's like the Jeffrey Dahmer thing.
Yeah.
Like every serial killer ever has actually been really bad to animals. That's sort of how they started.
The comparison to Dahmer is amazing. It's so good. It's so good. It's so fucking good. Literally comparing him to a serial killer is this top tier fucking comedy, bro. And the truth is that, I mean, looking with the way Hassan's been acting lately, I don't see how you can't make that connection. The guy is fucking losing his mind, more and more and more every single day. Like the guy had a fucking crash out. He ended up admitting, to his entire stream that this basically all, it's all bullshit. It's just amazing. Yeah, you're right, Death Star. Jeffrey Dahmer was also gay, which is also ironic, right? So there you go. That's the funny clip, or one of the funny clips anyway, of the day. Let's keep going. Let me X that out really quick. What the fuck is this? What the hell did Release the McCracken fucking tag me in, bro? What is this shit?
You think you can get away with not watching Hypnocast? Look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. Do you want to be uncultured for your entire life? Or are you going to watch Hypnotic on YouTube tonight?
Oh my God, that's amazing. Bro. That is legit fucking amazing. Oh my God. That has to go in the intro. That has to go in the intro somehow. Oh man. I'm definitely gonna bookmark that. For sure, I'm gonna bookmark that, bro. Oh my God, that's awesome. All right, let's keep going. Let's talk about Monster Hunter Wilds. So I saw this article talking about Monster Hunter Wilds, and obviously, I've had my opinions about Monster Hunter Wilds. I think it's a fun game. I really do. I think it's definitely Beautiful Zexel says Hypnotica gives you a game on Steam now. Okay, I'll check right after this. I got you. Why am I not getting notifications? What the fuck? Anyway, so Monster Hunter Wilds, every month they bring up how bad the post-launch is doing, right? And the post-launch just hasn't been good for Monster Hunter Wilds, and it's for a multitude of reasons. Now, when I played the game, as I said, I had a great time with it, a lot of fun. But as I realized that Capcom is not going to be fixing this game anytime soon, my desire to return to it and do the end game of the game just completely died, unfortunately. And I was really hyped to get into it. I really was. But there's other games, bro. There's other games. Like, there's other games instead of me grinding it out in a game that the fucking developer just doesn't care enough to fix. Doesn't care enough to actually update in any meaningful way like they were doing it before. They can't even fix the fucking game. Why do I care about the content if you can't even fix the game, bro? When there's a bunch of people that are having problems playing this game, why would I even care about the content, right? Even me on a 4090, I was having problems with this game, and that's fucking unacceptable, right? And it's not like I'm lying about it. I'm not fucking, exaggerating about it. Anybody who watched my streams know that I absolutely was having problems with the game. It was buggy. Some NPCs weren't working. There was a whole bunch of shit that was going on. So in any case, I decided to check out Monster Hunter Wilds and see how the numbers are doing over on SteamDB, because obviously we could go based off the article, but that's one thing. And yeah, the numbers are they're okay, but they definitely could have been so much better, right? If you see, it's at 43,368 right now, 24-hour peak. Not terrible. Still definitely usable. Still definitely there's a fan base there. 18,000 people playing right now, but obviously it's a far cry from the 1.4 million that is there. Look at the reviews, bro. I think this is the worst thing I've ever seen. Look at the reviews. 45.50% is positive, which means the rest is negative. So you're at almost a 60% negative ratio on reviews for Monster Hunter Wilds. That's insane. That is genuinely fucking insane. So it's sad to see, because again, I had a great time with it for what it was. It was a lot of fun to play the game, but sadly, it just, for whatever reason, Capcom just doesn't care to fix it for a lot of people. They need to figure their shit out, man. They are selling millions upon millions upon millions of copies of this game on the PC platform, and I've been saying since day one they need to get their shit together if they're going to, right now they are predominantly a PC company. They've admitted that themselves. They are majority PC sales, not by much, but they're 55 some odd percent PC sales now. That is a far cry from what they used to be. So Capcom is selling a lot of video games on PC. They need to get their shit together on this platform. Plain and simple. You can think what you want to think. You can think the game's amazing. That's fine. I'm not saying it's not a good game. It is a good game. But you need to figure this shit out and make it so that it runs like perfect or near perfect on PC. It has to, if you're going to maintain that kind of crowd. Otherwise, they're going to move on very quickly. Another topic I'm going to bring up, but let me go over the gifted games first. Hold on one second. Let me refresh. Oh shit, what is this? Hold on. Let me bring this up. We got Beautiful Zexel gifting Victory Heat Rally. Welcome to Victory Heat Rally. Unlock the secrets of speed in this turbocharged Neo Super Scalar arcade racing experience. Dominate the track and drift your way to the finish line on the road to becoming the champion. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for this. I never heard of this game. I gotta check this out, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that sincerely. That's awesome, bro. Is the graphics like that? Are they like cell shaded or whatever like that? I mean, let me see if I can look it up really quick. Victory Heat Rally. Let me see. I love how the Outer Worlds is like the number one thing that's on my Steam page. Then it's the number one thing on my Steam page, and yet the numbers are so terrible. Victory Heat Rally. Let's see. Check this out.
This is Sally from VHS.
Oh, shit.
You're gonna need an energy pretzel to keep up with all this excitement.
That's actually pretty cool.
All right.
Those sound effects are insane, by the way. That looks fun, man. That looks fun. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the gifted game. All right, let's continue. So I saw this article really quick about Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. And the frame, though, if the frames are bad, it's because of StreamYard. It's not because of anything else. which, by the way, I'm slowly but surely moving the show over to OBS. It's just, it takes time. So Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake players are asked not to show endgame videos for at least a month, or Square Enix is going to threaten to take them down. Now, this is a very interesting story right here, okay? The reason why I think this is a very interesting story is because, number one, who the fuck are you to do that? Okay, who the fuck are you to do that? Like, I swear, bro, Square Enix will literally do anything other than what they're supposed to do. Like, you're doing all this fucking extra work instead of actually putting in the extra work into maybe providing better games instead of just remakes and whatnot. And then when you do provide the remakes, actually maybe stick true to what made the game good in the first place. It's like, who the fuck are you to do that, right? So again, let me show you exactly what they said. Square Enix has asked players of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake not to share videos or photos of what happens at the end of the game until at least a month after release, warning that it may issue takedown requests. You have no right, bro. You have absolutely, positively zero right to take down videos showcasing a gameplay from a product that was purchased by the person. You have no right to do that. Otherwise, you are going to try to set a precedent that will literally destroy the entire content space within gaming. If you tell me that if you're going to start taking down videos that are showcasing gameplay because it happened too quickly for you, who the fuck are you to determine someone else's YouTube channel and what they can and cannot do with something they bought? Who are you? So in any case, what are you going to do about people that write articles? What about people that have websites that showcase spoilers? What about that? You're not going to take that down? You're only going to take down videos, which tells me you can only go after the easy stuff, which is basically YouTube's horrible copyright system. Because that's what I'm getting from that, right? That's what I'm getting from that. So now people can't stream the game. So if I wanted to play the game and stream the game and I beat the game within a couple of days or whatever, I can't stream the ending? Like, you're literally insane, bro. You are literally insane. And, you know, Yamato brings up a really good point. Square Enix is trying to test the waters when Final Fantasy VII 3 comes out. I kind of believe that a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. Because why would you not want people to know the ending of this game? This is a remake. People already know how this game is supposed to end. Unless you're going to change it. Are you going to change it? Are you going to do that again? Right? Same thing with Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3. Are you gonna change that? Is that the reason why you don't want nobody to know about it? Because it might hurt sales? It might dissuade people from buying the game? Like, what's the reason? This has to be the most stupid fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And again, this is setting a precedent that will absolutely destroy. Let's say every company decided to adopt this. This will absolutely destroy the entire framework of what it means to be a gaming YouTuber. Like somebody who streams games every day, those channels will be dead, right? If those games could not stream brand new games on day one, those channels are dead. Pretty much for the most part. Unless they are niche or they're retro focused or whatever, that's going to hurt a lot of channels. And the only way that you could take it down is with a false copyright strike, because you have absolutely no legal bearing on that. You have no legal bearing on that. Now, I will say this. If you're giving the key away for free, right? If you're giving the key away for free as part of some campaign, then the people who take the free key, whatever rules you apply, they have to follow. That's something totally different. But for the people who are buying the game with their own money, who the fuck are you to tell them what they can and cannot do? That's insane to me. In a notice of the official Dragon Quest website, Square Enix has issued a set of guidelines for posting videos, live streams, and images of the game, which is set to release on October 30th. Perhaps most notably, the guidelines ask players to refrain from live streaming or posting videos and images of gameplay after the second credit sequence in Dragon Quest II until November 29th, 2025. It's not explained why this is, but it implies there may be extra content not previously seen in the original version of Dragon Quest II at this point in the game, and Square Enix wants to keep it as a surprise for at least the first wave of players. The publisher previously confirmed that the remakes would include new content, including new characters to interact with, additional dungeons to explore, and an expanded story to uncover. The guidelines also ask players to include spoiler warnings on any content that includes major plot developments in either game, and say players are not permitted to make videos or playlists which only show cutscenes or feature game music. Square Enix permits its fans to share images and gameplay videos of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D Remake online so long as these guidelines are adhered to, the notice says. Wow, bro. Wow. So now they're trying to police the internet, bro. These companies are fucked. These corporations are absolutely positively fucked, bro. Who are you to tell people what to do with their YouTube channels, bro? Oh my God. This is crazy shit. This is crazy shit. More like, I feel like every YouTuber needs to talk about this if they're not already, because they are very clearly out here trying to set new, I don't want to call it law because it's not law, but they're trying to set new precedents in the YouTube sphere. You can only show what we want you to show, bitch. If I paid for your product, I'm going to stream the game. I'm going to play the game, and you can't do anything about it. Flat out. I feel like they will absolutely lose in any kind of actual, legal repercussions. And I'm telling you right now, here's what I'm going to tell you, okay? For future reference, any YouTubers out there, I'm going to tell you flat out. If Square Enix takes down your video, counter them. Don't even bother. Counter them. Counter them, because here's what happens. They have, I think it's 5 to 10 business days or something like that. They have a short amount of time to respond to YouTube after you counter them. And if they do not respond in the time requested, then what ends up happening is YouTube automatically puts the video back up and the copyright strike gets taken off your channel. Flat out. So counter them. Counter them. Don't even fucking wait. Just counter them. Be like, nope, I have full use to stream this game. You do not control laws like this. And not only that, if it's Square Enix in Japan that is saying this, bro, I'm not in Japan. So go fuck yourself. Flat out. But I understand they're going to try to claim, well, they have legal precedents everywhere. I get that. But the point is, you could counter them, and by the time they even get it, by the time they even pay attention, chances are the 10 days will be up, and the video automatically goes back up, and the copyright strike gets removed. And then you could private the video or whatever you want at that point. So it happens all the time, bro. All the time. Because the thing is, they have to respond not just with a response. They have to respond saying they are suing you. If they don't respond with any legal documentations to YouTube saying they're going to pursue legal action against you, then the video automatically gets put back up, no matter what. They have to respond with legal precedents. And you really think that Square Enix is going to sue every fucking YouTuber that streams this game? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I would just counter them right away, personally. Square Enix reserves the right to object to any use of the materials and may submit takedown requests to third hosting party sites of any such content. Bro, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of your mind. Other requests include adding a copyright notice on videos except for micro-blogging platforms like X, stating that the works used in this video are jointly owned by Square Enix Co. and other co-owners, and the copyright of the music used in this video is owned by Sugiyami Kobo Co. And the unauthorized reproduction and distribution of this video is prohibited. If you start spamming copyright strikes, you are going. Oh my God, bro! You're pulling a Nintendo. You are pulling a Nintendo. This is a very easy way for you guys to have all interest lost in your video game. The entire reason why word of mouth starts to spread so quickly is because of the fact of streamers, because of the fact of YouTubers, because of the fact of people on X and bloggers and stuff like that. They get the word of mouth out about your game more than marketing ever could. No offense to you, Square Enix. So if you start copyright striking people and you start making it harder for people to stream content or even find the content and see if it's something they want to take part in, well, fuck you then. Deal with the less sales. I really don't know what to tell you. Deal with it. You don't want the word of mouth? I don't care. It's unbelievable. You guys are so disconnected to how the world works now that you're thinking this is going to work. And the only people that are stupid enough to do something like this is like Nintendo. Nintendo is known for doing shit like this, you know? Sub-Zero says, wasn't Square Enix doing this shit months ago? Not that I know of. I don't remember that. Swore that you covered this crap before? No, I think it was Nintendo. I don't think it was Square Enix, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's a precedent. It's a precedent that they're trying to set, and this is going to backfire on them immediately. Square Enix previously stated that the Switch version of Dragon Quest 1 and 2 Remake won't offer an upgrade to the Switch 2 version, and that it won't be possible to transfer save data because each version is essentially a separate release. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that, Square Enix. Hope you have fun with that. Scrap Gamer says you did. If it was, then I don't remember. I don't remember what the situation was. But again, they didn't do anything that time. If it was them, they didn't do anything. So they're out here threatening again. Like, bro, who are you? Go fix your fucking games, bro. Could have sworn it was on a Final Fantasy 14 issue. Oh, no. So you're right. You guys are right. But it's not for the same thing. It's not for the same thing. So I remember what you're talking about. So Final Fantasy 14, they were trying to say, well, not just Final Fantasy 14, but they were trying to say Square Enix was basically threatening legal action against people that were criticizing people that work for the company or like anything like that, or are deemed harassers, right? That's what they were threatening. They were threatening legal action against people who were doing that. It didn't have anything to do with content. It had to do with supposed harassment that they never followed up on, by the way, because it's all bullshit. It's literally all bullshit. You can't say criticism is harassment. You can't do that. I understand some people want to sue for that, but you can't do that. That's not how this works. You're a company. You are a company with public-facing people who like to post about shit on their social media platforms with Square Enix as their job profile. That's their fault. People have a right to talk about whatever they want. Let's talk about this. Remedy. Let's cover Remedy right now. So Remedy, as you guys are aware, is getting completely wrecked, okay? Remedy is getting wrecked because, well, they didn't want to admit that FBC Firebreak was a massive failure. And they decided to remake that dying game in the hopes, well, not remake it, but basically like try to fix it. They tried to do a lot of things to FBC Firebreak. They spent money on it to try to fix it, to get people to play the game again, to come back and trust us this time. We totally know what we're doing. Well, they didn't know what they're doing. And the money that they lost from Alan Wake 2 compared to Alan Wake 1, they were still in the green, even though, you know, it took them forever to break even on the game. They were still in the green, slowly but surely. Remedy is a company that relies on long-term sales at a low dollar amount. That's what Remedy does. So they didn't really have a lot of money to fuck around and find out, but they still decided to make FBC Firebreak because they were confident in their ability to make a game like this. Well, unfortunately, that's not exactly, panning out for them. And due to FBC Firebreak, they are now officially in the red, okay? They are in the red because of FBC Firebreak, and they are at negative operating revenue. So with all that being said, now they've come out and openly admitted that they are not happy with their recent financial performance, and they are promising to return to profitability by delivering hits again. Now, I've made my statement very clear about what I think Remedy should do, and I will repeat it in this particular section right now. Number one, you need to cancel FBC Firebreak and stop fucking wasting money on this game. Stop wasting money on this game that had less concurrent players than Concord, okay? Stop wasting money on this fucking game. What are you doing? This game is dead. Let it die. Take whatever kind of write-offs you possibly can and stop wasting money on this game. This game's pathetic. Just let it die, and that's it. That's number one. Number two, you guys need to release the biggest fucking banger of a remake of Max Payne. That's what you need to do, okay? Because I know you're working on it. I know you're working on a remake of Max Payne, and I have zero faith that you're going to do that game justice. But on the off chance that you do, then you will get a lot of money for it, I guarantee. I guarantee if you remake Max Payne in the proper way, you will make insane money from it, flat out. Flat out. But we all know that's probably not going to happen. Those are the things that they have to do. They have to do it ASAP. Otherwise, it's not gonna end up well, right? I know they're also working on Control 2. Control 2 needs to be way better than the first. The first one was pretty good. The second one needs to be way better because you guys, man. Anyway, you guys are dropping the ball, basically. And it's sad because you used to make really good narrative experiences. And now, unfortunately, I don't know if it's because your developers are co-opted. You're listening to SBI. I really don't know what the fuck it is, okay? You know, when I saw Saga, was her name Saga, I believe? When I was playing Alan Wake 2 and I saw Saga cursing about white men telling her what to do, I'm like, bro, really? You know what I'm saying? Can I even get that scene? Let me see. Let me see if I can show you really quick. Hold on. Let's see. Saga from Alan Wake 2 cursing white men. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. Maybe this will work. Let's see. Audio. Where's the audio button on this shit? Where's the audio button? All right. Here we go. And then we'll make this bigger. Oh, I can't make it bigger. You know, this is why shorts are just never what they should be. It's fucking terrible. I hate this. I'll just play it like this. You're gonna just have to hear it. Hold on. Check this out. Watch this.
My family is just part of a book. Another white asshole deciding what I get to do, how I get to do it.
Yep. Another white asshole deciding what I get to do, when I get to do it. Another white asshole. I'm like, oh my God, bro. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I mean? It's like, that's so obviously written by SBI. It's so fucking sad. It's like you could tell what was actually inputted by some random psycho and what was like OG Alan Wake developers. It's so fucking stupid. But in any case, you know, whatever. Anyway, so that's what you need to do. You need to release a banger of a remake for Max Payne immediately. You need to do it immediately and stop listening to these people that are supposedly making your narratives better. Right? I think I saw a post on Twitter from Booty Adams, but I'm not sure because I scrolled pretty quickly past it. But I'm pretty sure he was like yelling about something about people not wanting to admit that stories have gotten better and narratives have gotten better, video games have gotten better, all because of DEI consultants essentially like just melting down on X about it. I'm like, dude, I don't even want to see this shit right now. But yeah, clearly it's gotten better when you have a black woman fucking yelling and screaming about how white men oppress her and everything like that. Clearly, it's gotten so much better. This is the man who praises fucking like South of Midnight and shit. Unbelievable. Which again, anyway, it's not even worth it. It's not even worth it because I know he's not going to be genuine about it. All right, let's move on. Fuck Remedy. Hopefully they figure their shit out. What's the next one? Let's see. So I'm going to skip the Amazon story. Let's talk about NVIDIA really quick. Just really, really fast, man. So NVIDIA apparently has surpassed Microsoft, which is crazy, by the way. NVIDIA has surpassed Microsoft by becoming the first $5 trillion company in existence. Now, that's pretty fucking insane. Considering that, you know, Microsoft, how rich Microsoft is, I didn't realize that NVIDIA had so much money like that. But apparently it does. The CEO, Jensen, nifty narrative about accelerated computing and the remarkable foresight that led to today's AI revolution doesn't quite add up. Again, $5 trillion company. As I type these words, NVIDIA's market capitalization is ticking along at $5.12 trillion. Yup, NVIDIA has become the world's first $5 trillion company. Truly, these numbers are getting silly. Of course, it really, really wasn't all that long ago that we reported on NVIDIA becoming the world's most valuable company at $3.3 trillion. It was only a few months ago that NVIDIA breached $4 trillion. But now here we are at $5 trillion. Where does it all end? Increasingly, market observers think the whole AI thing is a bubble set to catastrophically burst, or maybe AI is the real deal, and an apocalypse of a very different kind will be upon us soon enough. I got to be real with you. I do think that the AI thing is a bubble, but I don't think it's a bubble that is going to like massively burst. I think that it's a bubble that is going to definitely bring innovation to the technology field, not just gaming. I think it definitely is going to bring innovation. However, a lot of these people who are getting hired because of this, because of the acceleration of AI, they're just going to lose their jobs after a while. And it's going to be, that's the bubble that's going to burst. If you're being hired right now to work on AI, just realize that you are going to be replaced by the same AI that you're working on. It's only a matter of time. I mean, look at what Microsoft did. Microsoft has fired over 30,000 people this year, or almost 30,000 people. Amazon fired well over 30,000 people, and they're replacing them with AI. They literally replacing them with AI, right? Rand Roberts says it's because they charge ludicrous prices for GPU. It's because they know they can get away with it. That's the thing. You can only charge what people are willing to pay. And people have said that they're willing to pay for that product. You know? So now I know the 5090 took a little bit of a hit compared to the 4090 because of the bad press about, you know, the connectors exploding and shit like that and setting on fire, which is pretty bad. But overall, I mean, people are willing to pay these prices for this shit. So, but tech companies are paying insane money to AI right now. Insane money. And it is a bubble that's going to burst, but I don't think it's in the way that these people think, personally. Denarier says there's no competition. AMD is competition. AMD is competition. It's just, you know, in terms of GPUs, you know, NVIDIA definitely has the win right now. Just like in terms of CPUs, AMD right now has the win, you know? So I wouldn't say there's no competition. It's just that there's not good enough competition when it comes to GPUs right now. But AMD is still very strong and offers it at a competitive price too, by the way. So, but in terms of specs, there is no doubt that NVIDIA has it right now when it comes to GPUs. So, but yeah, I just wanted to share that. Unbelievably disgusting numbers. $5 trillion fucking dollars is insane. And it's going to go up. It's going to go up. So I can only imagine if any of you are investors, you should probably be looking at NVIDIA stock right now. Because last I checked, it was pretty high up there. Actually, let me see right now. I'll see NVIDIA stock price. Let's see. NVIDIA stock price has officially hit $207 USD. USD. I remember it being at what was it, like 150 something. I remember it being at 150 something not even that long ago. Now it's at almost $210. This is gonna hit probably like within the next year or so. This is gonna hit in the 400s. I gotta imagine, probably double what it's at now, maybe even a little less. It's gonna be crazy. All right, moving on. Skip that. Let's see. Let's check this out. So, I think this is pretty scummy, and I said this yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. I think this is pretty scummy of Amazon. I don't like that they're doing this. And it makes me think, like, are they being serious about this? Like, are they actually going to kill this game or not? So what am I talking about? Well, if you guys didn't see yesterday's stream, New World, their MMORPG, it has been officially killed in the sense that they're ending development. And they said that sometime in 2026, they're going to shut the servers down. Sometime in 2026, right? Now, the normal process would be to stop all in-game transactions, to stop all in-game currency purchases, to stop all that shit, and to essentially just let the game ride out, right? But Amazon is not doing that. Now, I believe Steam took the game down, and then Amazon probably reached out to them and said, no, put it back up. Because apparently New World's purchase option on Steam was removed unintentionally, supposedly. But Amazon says that it is now back up. Now, I think that this is really fucked up. Because if you know that the game is going to die, if you know the game is over, if you know you're not going to update the game anymore, if you know development is finished, then why are you still allowing people to purchase this game? Why are you still allowing people to purchase in-game currency? Why are you allowing people to do that? We all know why, but you know, rhetorically, why? Why are you doing that? The game is dead. You said the game is going to die. So now you're taking money from people that probably don't even realize the game is going to die. You know? So this is why I said yesterday that what I feel like is happening is I think what they're doing is they're trying to drum up FOMO, or they're trying to drum up some level of like, okay, if people think that the game is going to die, then suddenly we're going to get an influx of players and we'll have something that's monetizable. And we'll be like, whoops, we're not actually going to kill the game. We realize that you guys really want to play this game. So here you go, 50% off in the shop. Go buy things now. The game is not going to die. You know, like I feel like there's a little bit of a rug pull going on here. Because otherwise, why would you allow this other than to be absolutely fucking greedy? But you are Amazon, bro. You are Amazon. How are you this greedy? That's insane. You really want every little dollar that you're willing to do this to people? Because what about the people that don't watch YouTube videos? What about the people that don't read gaming news, right? What about the people who, when they launch the game, they don't even look at the message board to see that the game is going to be sunsetting? You guys didn't even title it in any way that would allow people to think that it's being sunsetted. All that you titled it was an update on New World. That's it. So if somebody was lazy, they could skip past the message board and they could think, oh, it's just a little update. It's fine. I'll get to it later. And they don't realize that the update is that the game is going to die. You know? So it's fucking crazy, man. It really is. And again, I wouldn't be surprised if this is just some way to kind of like cause craziness and get people to want to play the game. Because as of right now, I mean, if I were to look at SteamDB, let me see. New World. Let's see what SteamDB is talking about. Bro, look at the fumble. You guys want to know the fumble? Look at the fumble. Look at the fumble. This is crazy. Look at the fumble. Oh my God, bro. Look at the fumble. 913,000 concurrent players 4 years ago. 4 years ago. At a time where concurrent players like this was like, to see concurrent numbers like this high was almost unheard of. 913,000 concurrent players, bro. That is incredible for a brand new MMORPG from a studio that never made an MMO before. Incredible. And they fumbled it, bro. They fumbled it. So anyway, as you can see, the numbers are slightly going up, right? They're slightly going up. In September, 17,000 was the peak. In October, 51,000 was the peak. So the numbers are going up, but as you can see, they went back down again. Once people found out, they went back down. 24-hour peak is now 12,000 with 7,400 people playing right now. If you look at price history, what do they want what do they want for this dying game, by the way? What do they want for this dying game? $60. They want full price for this 4-year-old dying game, bro. Oh my God, man. They want $60 fucking for this game. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me, dude. What are we doing? It's a 4-year-old game that is literally dead. Who the fuck? They're hoping that somebody is stupid enough to buy this game at $60. Or they're hoping, because the game at its cheapest was $15.99. Even at $15.99, it's ridiculous, bro. You're going to pay $16 for a dying game when you could play $16 for a banger indie game? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? That makes no fucking sense. So in any case, I saw that article and I was like, wow, these guys are really trying to do everything they possibly can to get every little dollar they possibly can before they kill this game off completely. Which, again, I am not surprised in the slightest. So, okay. We're going to cover, hold on. We're going to cover Twitch. Okay, so Twitch, check this out, boys. Massive news. This is massive news, okay? So, according to this article from PC Gamer, all right, Twitch heard you wanted more VTubers, so it finally signed a deal with the most popular VTuber agency in the entire world, which means that HoloLive VTubers are officially coming to Twitch. That is massive. That is massive, okay? I don't know if you guys have ever been to a, like, con or whatever, but if you go to an anime con, you guys will know that the HoloLive section, where they got literal fucking, like, massive crowds of people dancing in front of a massive screen with a VTuber on it. Like, we're talking insane. Like, I think Twitch is desperate. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I think Twitch is desperate. I think at this point, Twitch is desperate. And not only that, think about this. Twitch fucking hates. Twitch fucking hates, bro, VTubers. Okay? Twitch does not like VTubers. So the fact that they're bringing in the #1 VTuber agency in the world means that their people are not pulling their weight anymore. And chances are Twitch, or I should more so say Amazon. Amazon probably saw how much money Twitch is losing, and don't get me wrong, they've been losing for a long time. But they have decided that, you know what, Twitch, you're just not holding it down. You're not holding it down. The e-thoughts on your platform are not holding it down. The radical fucking psycho, leftist politics, whatever channels, they're not holding it down. They're just not holding it down. Okay. And at this point, now it's time to make a change. And bringing in VTubers, bro. HoloLive VTubers? Oh my God. Like, listen, I'm not part of the VTuber world like that. I don't follow any of them. I don't really know who's even famous, who's not. But all I do know is that if you are part of HoloLive, that's huge. Like, chances are you probably have an insane following, make the company crazy money. That's just how it's going to be. Now, here's another thing. The Hypnotic join HoloLive? Fuck no. Fuck no. I like being independent. I'm good. I like being independent. Fuck that. What I will say is that I think there is going to be a massive culture shock on Twitch when these HoloLive VTubers come in. I think there's going to be a massive culture shock, right? Because it's totally different in my opinion. We're talking about Twitch is known as a platform for softcore porn and leftist politics. Like that's what the platform is known for. So when you bring in VTubers, do you know how many VTubers have gotten into so much drama because they just happen to say something that some of the crowd doesn't like, that they speak a little bit too based, and then before you know it, the cancel campaign starts and they try to essentially destroy them. I think it's going to be a culture shock. I really do. I really do think it's going to be a culture shock. On top of that, the amount of VTubers that have gotten banned on Twitch for showing too much skin, apparently, on a fucking VTube avatar. Meanwhile, you got girls streaming fucking video games on their green screened asses. Apparently, that's not too much. I think it's not going to end well. Personally, I don't think this like deal. How long is this deal for? Twitch already has plenty of VTubers streaming on a daily, some of whom are incredibly successful. Yeah, like the furry baby. But it doesn't have a HoloLive, the biggest group of VTubers in the world. A few of its members have streamed on it here and there in the past, but now it's going to be a regular spot to watch the most popular anime girls play games. Cover, owner of the HoloLive VTuber agency, has entered a partnership with Twitch for its talents to regularly stream on the platform. If you've ever seen a clip of an anime dog girl or a shark girl playing a game, it was probably a HoloLive VTuber. One of its most popular English-speaking VTubers, Kalopi Mori, has over 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube. I have no idea who that is. And several of its Japanese talents have even more. They won't abandon their home on YouTube, but simultaneous streams on both platforms will be more common as each VTuber makes a transition. It probably won't be long until you see HoloLive VTubers showing up under the most popular game categories, likely giving Twitch a significant boost in viewership. Yeah, I think this is desperation. I really do. I think this is absolutely like desperation. The deal is another part of Cover's expansion into the West after HoloLive exploded in popularity in 2020. Its VTubers are popping up everywhere, whether it's a Dodgers game or an anime convention. Bro, I'm telling you, they're everywhere, bro. They're everywhere. Every time I walk past that, I'm like, that's weird. Bro, they know every dance move. They know every these crowds of people that dance in front of the VTubers, in front of the screen, bro, they know every dance move. I'm like, how do you know every dance move, bro? Like, how are you doing this? How are you doing this? I don't even know the words, let alone the dance. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my God. It's insane, bro. I'm like, you guys are mega fans. That's a whole nother level of fans. I'm honestly impressed. I'm impressed. Bro is jealous he doesn't have the moves to impress. I guess so. Call me jealous. It's crazy, man. It was honestly impressive. So this is something that I'm going to be following because I'm very curious to see how this pans out. It seems like this is probably more so beneficial to obviously HoloLive than Twitch, but I'm very curious to see how this pans out for sure. So we'll follow up on it in a couple of months and see where it's at, unless something else happens in the meantime. All right. Where are we at? let's talk about Nintendo's patent, and then we're going to cover the two main topics today, which is going to be the Microsoft thing and the Assassin's Creed Shadows numbers. So Nintendo has taken a massive L, ladies and gentlemen. Massive L. Massive L, okay? Nintendo's creature capture patent dealt a blow amid the Palworld lawsuit. And this is probably one of the biggest, most important patents that they had in their pipeline that is now, unfortunately, taken a turn for the worst, okay? So Japan's patent office has rejected a Nintendo application related to its Palworld lawsuit, citing a lack of originality. Oh, man, I'm sure they're not happy about that. What do you mean I'm not original? I created this, goddammit. I'm sure they're probably losing it right now. The decision raises questions about the validity of several Nintendo patents describing creature capture systems that are central to the company's complaint against Palworld. September 19 marked the first anniversary of Nintendo and the Pokemon Company filing a joint patent lawsuit against Palworld developer Pocket Pair. The duo alleges that Palworld infringes on 3 of their patents for creature capture and rideable creature switching. The case, brought in front of the Tokyo District Court, has yet to make its way to trial. In the late October 2025, the Japanese Patent Office rejected Nintendo's patent application number 2024-031879, which is related to the family of creature capture patents that Palworld is accused of infringing. A JPO patent examiner found that the application lacks originality to be deemed an invention, citing prior art such as Monster Hunter 4, Ark Survival Evolved, Gacha browser game Kantai Collection, and Pocket Pair's own game Craftopia, and even Pokemon Go. All of those were released prior to the December 2021 priority date from the rejected application. Oh my God.
Holy shit.
Oh my God. They said, you motherfuckers are not original, bitch. Like, you did not invent this. It is not an invention to throw a ball at a creature. Bro, they're not going to go down without a fight. You know that, right? They are going to be so fucking mad about this. It's not even funny. Nintendo has 60 days from the date of its rejection notice to amend its application or appeal the decision, giving it until late December 2025 to do so. Since the application is cited in the Palworld patent lawsuit directly, its rejection won't have a direct impact on the ongoing case. However, as explained by Games Phrase analyst Florian Mueller, the newly rejected application is a key building block in Nintendo's strategy to capture a wide range of creature capture system implementations. It is the child of patent that and the parent of that, both of which are cited in Nintendo's complaint. If a central component of a patent family is struck down, related patents may face increased scrutiny or validity challenges. As such, while the rejection does not directly affect the ongoing case, it potentially strengthens Pocket Pair's defense strategy that contests, the validity of Nintendo's anti-Palworld claims. Presiding Judge Moriyuki Nakashima is not bound by the JPO's decision, final or not, but it might influence his decision-making. So, ladies and gentlemen, God damn, this is a beautiful thing. So, Nintendo got felted, basically. And they got 2 months to unfelt themselves, or almost 2 months to unfelt themselves. And at this point, it's pretty clear. It's pretty clear that they're obviously going to respond to this, right? I don't know if they're going to appeal. I don't know if they're going to amend. They might even do both. If you can even do both, I don't know if you can. But regardless, this proves what a lot of people have been saying, right? You guys do not have, you didn't invent the art of throwing a ball at something. Right, I understand that you threw a ball. You know, Pokemon throws a ball, capture Pokemon, whatever. I get that, but you guys did not invent throwing a ball at something. Like, that's not you. The problem is they're trying to be so vague. Nintendo is trying to be so vague purposefully, because the more vague that they are, the more control they can have on anybody they want to sue. Right. So the moment you have any video game where somebody throws a ball at a creature, they could be like, "What? Gotcha, bitch. I'm suing you right now," right? That's what they want. And if they remain vague, then they could sue more people, right? So this is such a amazing thing to see. But we got more. Another patent central to the ongoing dispute is also facing some trouble. A ride switching system implementation that Nintendo moved to amend in the middle of the Palworld lawsuit back in July. Amending a patent during active litigation is uncommon, and the vague language used in the proposal amendment was even more unusual. It's because they know what they're doing. Nintendo knows what they're doing. They're trying to fuck Palworld. Mueller said at the time, the amendment requests delayed proceedings requiring parts of the case to be re-examined. The lawsuit is now expected to extend well into 2026. None of this stuff is common. Nobody tries to change a patent that they're suing for in the middle of the lawsuit. That is a ballsy fucking move. And then on top of that, too, using vague language that they know is not going to go through most likely. But they do it anyway because you never know. Maybe it will go through. And if it does go through, well, then that's beautiful. Then you have full control to continue to sue whoever the hell you want to sue for whatever you want, really, at that point. So I think this is a major W for Palworld. I think this is one step in the right direction. Hopefully, by this particular patent getting scrutinized and thrown out, I hope that, you know, even if they amend it or even if they, you know, fight the decision or whatever, I hope that this starts the crumbling of all the other patents that Nintendo has been trying to utilize to stifle competition. Because that's really what it is, ladies and gentlemen. Can we be real for a second? These patents are not protecting their own IP. This is for stifling competition so they can continue to release the bare minimum and maximize their profits as they have been for the last 15 to 20 years plus. That's really what it is. Palworld came in and stole millions upon millions upon millions of dollars from a company that was ultra lazy, that didn't want to do any kind of innovation whatsoever. They wanted to release the bare minimum every fucking year for maximum dollar. And somebody came in and said, hey, we'll give you something that looks better, plays better, you know, gives you, you know, cute creatures and everything. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, you know, but a lot of people clearly did. You know, and obviously it's not as big as Pokemon, but to be fair, Palworld is a brand new IP versus Pokemon that has an established history of decades. So you can't really compare the two anyway. So that's really what it is, man. They're trying to stifle competition, and all of these patents and these panic lawsuits and Nintendo freaking out and trying to do all these different things to try to stifle creativity and competition is all because of Palworld. Palworld did to them what nobody else could, which is give them actual real competition more than Digimon, more than any of that. They gave them real fucking competition that they could not ignore. That's really what it is. All the other competition, they didn't sue them because they weren't big enough for them not to ignore. Palworld, they couldn't ignore it. Flat out. They just couldn't. So I just found this to be very interesting. I wanted to share it with you, and we will continue to follow up with this as time goes on from here. All right, boys. Let us hold on one second. Let me scroll down. We're gonna catch up on super chats. We're gonna catch up on super chats, and then we're gonna get into the two main topics of the evening. Again, shout out to Mr. fucking Rouge with an absolute massive 50 membership mega banger, hyper banger, ultra hyper banger. Appreciate that, bro. Let me scroll down. We got Ron DFK with a 2. Hey, VPJD, what's in Hassan's Aldamer's fridge? Hassan Aldamer is insane, bro. That's insane, bro. X-Frag Monkey becomes a member all on his own. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, man. Kaylin with 6 months. I am literally going to stream the end. Fuck Square Enix, pirate, and stream end. Yeah, I think a lot of people should do that, to be honest with you, with Dragon Quest. Just fucking do it. Who cares? Again, counter them. Counter them in the YouTube studio. They're not going to be able to respond fast enough most of the time. Secret Final Boss with a 5. Atlas pulled this stunt just before P5's release date. They never followed through. They never follow through. That's the thing. They send out the threat in the hopes that the threat is enough to stop people from doing it. That's what it is. They can't sue the entire world, bro. Square Enix can't sue the entire world. And again, for them to be able to get the video back up on YouTube, they have to prove, after you counter them, that they are going to sue you. If they don't provide evidence of a lawsuit in process, they don't care. They're going to put the video back up. It happens all the time. Denariah with $4.99. Square used DMCA takedown notices against Reddit in 2024. They wanted to be rid of any criticism of their company and the Life is Strange trans ed or trund ed, whatever. I didn't even know that. I didn't know they made DMCA takedowns on Reddit. Although I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. Square Enix seems to be heavily allergic to any kind of criticism. James Zob with a 5. Nvidia stock might double tomorrow if Trump made a Chinese deal unrestricting the chips. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, Nvidia stock is going to blow up. It already has. I remember looking at it when it was like 150 something. or 145. So I don't remember, somewhere around there. And now it's at almost $210. That's amazing. It's going to keep going up. Denariah with $4.99. AI will burst. Microsoft said 30% of their code is written by AI. And today we've had another Azure blackout. That's true. That's true. That did happen. I forgot to talk about that. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow. Azure blackout, paralyzing airports, etc. Yeah. You're right. You're 100% right. You're 100% right. I forgot to cover that. Shout out to Denariah. It's fucking insane, man. And then you wonder why, like Amazon had that code problem that brought down AWS. One bug brought down 1/3 of the internet. It's insane, bro. They want to crash this fucking place. Denariah with $4.99, and AMD can't compete in terms of software. NVIDIA poached another one of their software engineers. Even their latest deal with OpenAI won't help them with that. Yeah, I gotta imagine that the people who are working in tech right now, the people who are working in AI right now, they're making ungodly money. Like, I'm talking about ungodly money, because companies are trying to innovate quickly. They're trying to grow quickly and make their AI like grow into something fast. So they're willing to pay anything. They're paying insane money to these people, these engineers, to fucking do whatever they can with AI as quickly as possible and as exclusively as possible to whatever company is paying for it. It's gonna be wild. But then that's the bubble that's gonna burst too, by the way. Like, these tech guys, these engineer guys, they always make amazing money, but they're making more now than ever, I'm sure. But then that money's gonna go away, after a while, once AI kind of flatlines and things become a little more stable, Speedy Cake with a 5. Nintendo coping and seething, you say? Absolutely. Big time cope. Odin Dark with a 2. Nintendo used lawsuit. The move failed. I like that. Toxin with a 2. Nintendo ran out of lawsuits. Nintendo backed out. I love the Pokemon references. This is so good, man. Shout out to you guys. That is hilarious, bro. That is hilarious. My Rumble stream seems to have frozen. The chat seems to have frozen. That's weird. I just refreshed it and now all the chat went away. So I don't know if there was any super chats or anything. I'm sorry, guys. Mods, if there was any super chats on Rumble, can you please send them my way? I would greatly appreciate it so I could read them. Make sure they get their recognition. Rumble's been fucking up a lot lately. I don't know what's going on, bro. People can't super chat over there. The fucking chat freezes. The stream freezes sometimes. I don't know what's going on, man. All right, we are fully caught up on everything. Let's get into the main content for the evening. Let me set it all up. Let me X out. We're going to do the Assassin's Creed story first. Let's do that story first, and then we'll do the Microsoft story with the whole Halo thing and the don't put the politics in games. Don't do it. The fucking meltdowns and everything like that. It's insane what people are melting down over. So this particular post, hold on one second. Let me set it up. This particular post is coming from Smash. Okay. T-Jep says nothing at all on Rumble. Nice. There you go. YouTube's carrying this whole stream today. We're going to talk about this particular post from Smash, bringing up Assassin's Creed Shadows. And obviously Colin Moriarty and Matt Piscatella and all this shit. And he's quote tweeting this particular tweet right here. Okay. This tweet is being shared around right now from Geralt of Gunia. Hilarious name, by the way. Where it's basically a Reddit thread called Kotaku in Action, talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows being the lowest selling game of the last 5 Assassin's Creed games, despite having the highest budget. Okay. Now, Smash ends up trying to make a point here that I think are completely separate. Okay. I don't think these two are the same points. And I want to kind of clarify my thoughts on this. I was going to type this out. I had a nice, well-researched, very nice fucking reply that I was going to put to Smash JT's thread, right? And the moment I'm in the last sentence, it took me like 10 minutes to type because I was putting a bunch of things in there. My Google crashes. And I'm like, I'm not typing all that shit again. So I was like, all right, I'll just react to it today. And I'll do it here. So it's fine. I'll go over everything that I was going to say in his thread. So all right, let's go. You guys ready? Yeah, my fucking Google crashed literally right as I was about to finish my last sentence. I was so pissed. I messaged him. I was like, Smash, I was about to write the nicest reply ever, and it crashed, and I am not fucking doing that again. So we're doing it live. We're doing it live. All right. Google didn't like that. Yeah, I know. I know. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going on. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got a post here from Smash JT talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows. And the reason why I'm doing a video on this is because it brings up an interesting conversation from all particular sides that I kind of wanted to explore here and kind of give my 2 cents on. Now, I originally was going to write this on Smash JT's thread, but unfortunately, after 10 minutes of typing up a response, Google decided to crash on me right before I could hit enter. So I decided to do it live and make a video about it and talk about it here. So Smash JT ends up quote tweeting this particular tweet that we're going to read right now, which says, from Geralt of Gunia, Assassin's Creed Shadows is the lowest selling game of the last 5 Assassin's Creed games, despite having the highest budget. Turns out people don't want to play as Johnny Somali, which, by the way, that is absolutely hilarious. So props to Geralt of Gunia. And he's showcasing a screenshot here that I'm assuming is from Reddit. It says r/Kotaku in action. And it says the following. Assassin's Creed Shadows is the lowest selling game of the last 5 Assassin's Creed games, despite having the highest budget. I knew it was a flop, but I didn't expect it to be such a disaster. For example, compared to Mirage, which sold 5 million in 3 months, Shadows only sold 4 million in 6 months. Fewer copies in double the amount of time. Knowing that Mirage sold less than Valhalla, Odyssey, and Origins, what a real disaster. And then he ended up linking a bunch of sources showcasing information that is relevant to that particular claim. Now, okay, now that we know this, and again, I'm going to go back to this. I just want to kind of go to Smash JT's post right now. So Smash JT post says the following. When I brought up this to Colin Moriarty, which if you didn't see that debate between Colin Moriarty, you should go watch it. It's absolutely hilarious. He used it as an opportunity to claim Assassin's Creed Shadows was a roaring success for Ubisoft. And again, I've never thought Assassin's Creed Shadows was a roaring success for Ubisoft. I think it was pretty clear that it needed to be a roaring success for Ubisoft. Otherwise, Ubisoft was going to end up being sold to somebody or end up striking a deal with somebody to save the company. This was claims that I personally made before we even knew about them selling to Tencent, right? We didn't even know that was a thing. And I was saying, if this game does not knock it out the park, and I'm talking about really knock it out the park, and this is not knocking it out the park. If it doesn't do that, then unfortunately it looks like the company's going to have to sell or be saved or something along those lines, because they were basically on their dying breath. So he says the following. Again, people say he won the argument. No, he spoke with authority and constantly talked over me. That didn't make him right. Here's what Matt Piscatella said from Circle Jerk Research had to say about it at launch. Why can't you do things like this in your debates, man? Circle Jerk Research is a great line. You need to use these, man. Anyway, Matt Piscatella says the following. Assassin's Creed Shadows, by the way, I remember this because I made a video on this. Assassin's Creed Shadows was the best-selling title in March, instantly becoming the #2 best-selling game of 2025 to date. Assassin's Creed Shadows finished the month ranked #1 in full game dollar sales on Xbox platforms and #2 on both PlayStation and Steam. Okay. This is why people have a problem with the way Matt Piscatella represents things, okay? I'm not going to go into the whole conversation about Circana. You could think what you want to think about this. I know for a fact that they are just purposefully misrepresenting things. That is not the same as the information being inaccurate. That is not the same. I want to make it very clear for the people who are retarded who will make these claims. That is not the same. Misrepresentation is not the same as being incorrect data, okay? It is in my belief that Matt Piscatella absolutely misrepresents things for the betterment of his company and for the betterment of his partners. That's in my opinion. Now, the reason why I say this is because, well, let me show you. If you look here again, the only numbers that we have for sure is coming from Steam. And I know Steam is not the only numbers. I know it's the biggest cope in the world that people say all the time. Steam's not the other numbers. I get it. 64,825 concurrent players 7 months ago. Okay, with an estimated sales anywhere between 800,000 to 900,000. Chances are it's probably somewhere in the middle, so you can take about 850,000. Now, normally what I do with these numbers is I take the middle number and I double it for console, but you have to do it a little bit more because obviously it's multi-plat. So you got PlayStation and you got Xbox. Now, the reason why I say that it's misrepresentation is because, well, he decided to say and make sure that he said that Assassin's Creed Shadows finished the month ranked first in full game dollar sales on Xbox platforms. Of course it did. Why? Because there was nothing else that was even remotely close, man. Xbox players are trained to not buy video games, right? So all it takes is a few copies sold for Assassin's Creed Shadows at the price that they were asking, which was $70 to $100 or whatever the hell the fucking digital deluxe edition was. You're talking about, of course, they're going to be the number one on Xbox when there's nothing else that is available that people will remotely buy. And if they would, it's on Game Pass anyway. That's just number one. Number two, being second on both PlayStation and Steam. Well, that made me think. I thought back to a time of March of this year, and I said, Mr. Hypnotic, what games came out in March? What massively competitive games came out in March that would try to take down Assassin's Creed Shadows? I'm sure there is a lot of them, right? I'm sure there is a ton of video games that could have competed against Assassin's Creed Shadows in March. No. No, it didn't. If you go over here on Game Informer, we have the entire list of releases for March of 2025. You know what games that could even come close to competing, but obviously wouldn't against a game that has a franchise legacy like Assassin's Creed Shadows? Split Fiction is one of them. That game is cheaper, much cheaper, and it's not even close to having the same legacy as Assassin's Creed. What the fuck is Fragpunk? Fragpunk is a free-to-play FPS game. Age of Mythology, Knights in Tight Spaces, Merchants of Roswell. Bro, none of this stuff. Suikoden? Yeah, Suikoden is great, but it's not going to come anywhere close to Assassin's Creed numbers. Rise of Ronin, people thought that was a pretty average mid-game, and they basically gave that up. So what else is here that this game could have gone against? What else is here? Nothing. Nothing at all. Assassin's Creed Shadow, what? Bleach Rebirth of Souls? Bleach is not going to come anywhere close to an Assassin's Creed game. Of course not. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition? Okay, that's great, but we all know that they don't use digital data, right? Matt Piscatella does not use digital data for their list when they talk about these things from Nintendo. They don't include Nintendo digital data, so naturally this game that could potentially compete, right? Or Atelier Yumiya could also compete. These games don't give you digital data from Nintendo. So you're not going to see. It's not going to. That is why this happens. I hope people understand. This is what I mean by misrepresentation of the number. Because to be quite frank, at AI Limit, I played this game, by the way, amazing game, was not going to come anywhere close to competing. Atomfall, amazing game, was not going to come anywhere close to competing, flat out, right? First Berserker Kazan, amazing game, not going to come close to competing because it's just not the same kind of mass market. It's not even close. So with all these games that it had to compete against, these games are not competition. None of these games are competition. Even if you go into the next month, in April, what? South of Midnight is the competition? Of course not, bro. Last of Us Part 2 remastered for like the 50th time? Bro, these games are not competition to a brand new released Assassin's Creed game. So it is not shocking that this game was the number one in dollar sales. And that brings me to my second point. And this is where I say misrepresentation is not the same as false information, okay? Matt Piscatella and Circana, they don't report on copies sold. I want to be very clear about that. They don't report on copies sold. If they do, I haven't heard of it, okay? Every time they always talk about something controversial, it is almost always in dollar sales. The reason why is because if you can report in dollar sales, that is going to heavily favor the AAA video games over anything else, right? So nobody wants to look at this game getting felted by games like Schedule 1 or something like that, right? Games that sell millions upon millions upon millions upon millions of copies. They don't ever want to bring that up because, quite frankly, those games are so cheap that even though it blew these games out the water in terms of copies sold, they obviously made less dollar sales, so they don't rank as high, right? Compared to a game that has anywhere between $70 to $120 editions, these games are going to rank very high very quickly on dollar sale metrics, which is why these games, even though they are selling less than their entire lineage of video games and their entire predecessors, it doesn't matter because the games are always going to rank higher due to how much they cost. So all it takes is a few, you could say 1 million to 2 million copies for Assassin's Creed Shadows to easily be at the top spot when compared to other games that it's competing against, which, by the way, are not that great. The only game that Assassin's Creed Shadows lost to was the one game that was both AAA and selling like hotcakes, and that was Monster Hunter Wilds, okay? Monster Hunter Wilds was a #1 spot for almost the entirety of the year. I still think it is, if I'm not mistaken. It is a massive difference between the two, which is why Shadows could never compete. But of course, Shadows is going to be able to beat the other games that came out around this time because they're all fucking either trash or they're indie games that don't cost as much and they don't have as built-in as of a fan base. So this is why I say misrepresentation is a bigger problem than the, I guess, wrong information. I don't think their information is wrong. I think they know what the information is and they misrepresent it to the best possible light that they possibly can showcase to everybody involved, including themselves and their partners that work at these studios. It's very important for their business model to ensure that their information is deemed not only accurate, but also is going to make the companies that they work with and for look as good as possible. That is all, again, my opinion about all this stuff. Now, Smash AT is arguing from the point of, I think, copies sold, where if you look at that, then yes, that is what this is saying, right? This is saying that Assassin's Creed Shadows sold less copies than every single game before it. And that's obvious, right? Which is why when it came to Ubisoft was trying to advertise the game as holding up firm or pretty close to what Valhalla brought in dollar revenue, because the games cost more. So naturally, it's going to be able to catch up easier to what the older games that cost less were able to do with more copies, right? So this is the narrative that they were pushing. But this particular quote tweet is about copies sold and not about dollar amounts. So when we quote tweet this, we got to make sure we specify the difference between the two. I understand Smash has a hard on right now for Colin and Matt Piscatella as well, but what he's quote tweeting is not the same thing. Like what he's saying versus the quote tweet is not the same thing. But I understand what he is trying to say. Yes, there is absolutely a misrepresentation happening from Matt Piscatella. I think you're insane if you don't see it otherwise. This person clearly is for the industry, by the industry, and he's going to make sure that the industry looks as good as possible because that affects his pocket too. This guy doesn't care about the indie developers. This guy cares about the AAA studios. It's pretty fucking obvious. So does everybody else who is being a shill right now on Twitter. They all care about AAA. They don't care about indie. So that is why when I'm looking at these numbers about Assassin's Creed Shadows, I immediately looked at the list to see if there was any video games that could even remotely compete with Shadows in terms of franchise legacy and potential mainstream success, and there weren't any. There was no games. And then the only games that could were Nintendo games that Circana has openly admitted that they ignore. So if they ignore the digital numbers because they don't get it from Nintendo, then this whole tweet right here about Assassin's Creed being the #1 full, game on Xbox or whatever, none of this matters, bro, because again, you're not even bringing in Nintendo. You're not even bringing in Nintendo, so you can't say this game is #1 in the year. I understand you specified for platforms, but we all know what you're trying to do. We all know what you're trying to do by saying that it is the best-selling game, #2 best-selling game of 2025 year to date. You started with that, and then you ended with 2 different platforms, but you left out Nintendo because you don't have Nintendo's numbers. That's the whole reason why I call this a misrepresentation. So you guys let me know in the comments down below of this video. What do you think about this particular tweet? What do you think about the quote tweet from Smash JT here talking about the copy sold? I think it was pretty obvious that the game did less than every other game. Although I can't believe that it's actually like every other game. But still, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. They're all going to go home soon? Yeah, probably.
Welcome home!
That's the thing, boys. These charts all use dollar amounts. And I also want to make it very clear. If you guys watch my streams, what do I always tell you about Steam? What do I always tell you about Steam? I want to make sure people understand the consistency here. I always tell you about Steam that I never pay attention to this. I never pay attention to this. I will pay attention to this more if it's an indie game in the #1 spot. And why is that? It's because Steam's top seller list works the same exact way. Steam's top seller list works only on dollar amount. On dollar amount, that's it. It's not copies sold. Now, obviously, you have owner estimations, which is all just, fucking fluff numbers, and you could make it up, figure it out from there. That's why they're all over the place. But this right here is dollar amount. This is dollar amount. So this is why you see AAA games that are doing bad, but they still end up in the top sellers because they happen to come out around a time when there's little to no competition. So they'll be in the top sellers for like a day or two. which is exactly what happened with Shadows, by the way. Shadows was in top seller for like 3 days, I think. And then it eventually started falling off. I don't even think it was 3 days. I think it was like 2 days. But it starts falling off. Even Avowed was in the number 1 spot, I think, for like a day. And then it fell to number 2, 3, 4, etc. And then it completely tanked from there. Right? Like, what's Outer Worlds 2 doing right now? Let's see. Outer Worlds 2. It's probably not top. Let's see. Bro, Outer Worlds 2 is number 4 in the top sellers. That's pretty fucking high. And on launch day, only managed to get 13,264 concurrent players. Come on, guys. Like, do you see how small the bar is to get to these top dollar amount sales when you're a AAA game charging $69.99 for your game? And this is only the standard edition. It's very easy to get into the top seller spot. Very easy if you're a AAA game, because most of your competition is not asking $70 to $120. So yeah, even though this sold probably like a couple of 100,000, not even, 30 to 80,000. Okay, so maybe it sold like 60,000 copies on Steam, whatever. That means a lot more when 60,000 copies are charging, anywhere between $70 to $120. It means a lot more versus an indie game for $8 that's selling 70,000 copies, right? It's not even the same. So that's why I always tell people, I don't care what this says. I don't care what this says, because this only means that it's number 1 in revenue. But the games that are number 1 in revenue, they charge the most, and they also cost the most, by the way. How the fuck did Outer Worlds 2 only get 13,264 concurrent players on launch day? I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. I thought it was going to go way higher than this. I mean, to be fair, we still have the weekend. The weekend's not here yet, so maybe the numbers will go higher. I'm thinking the game's going to cap out on 20. But if you look, 13,264, I mean, Outer Worlds, the first game did 20,349. It's unbelievable. Wow, what a drop off. Holy shit. It's because most of the people, I'll tell you why. This game has an estimated sales of anywhere between 800,000 and 1.5, 1.6 million. Most of the people that bought this game, they didn't buy the game at $70. They bought the game at $7.49 or like $9.99. So most of its fan base, they're going to look at this. They're going to be like, oh, wait, this game that I paid $9.99 for, you want me to pay $70 for the sequel? I'm not doing that. Which is why most people did not show up for the sequel. It's simple as that. Has nothing to do with ideology. It could be a little bit. Or maybe people are just fed up with Obsidian. Could be that too. But most people haven't showed up. People saying Game Pass, yeah, but that's irrelevant. The reason why Game Pass is irrelevant is because I'm talking about this game has a fan base on Steam. Game Pass was around back then too. This game has a fan base on Steam of over 1.5 million, if not slightly more. You mean to tell me out of 1.5 million, you can only get 13,000 concurrent to show up? Or you can only get 80,000 at best to show up out of 1.6 million? Think about that. You can only get 80,000 to show up out of a fan base of 1.6 million? It's not just Game Pass that's the problem at that point. It has to do with the price difference. Obviously, Game Pass will eat up market share. Obviously, we know that. Game Pass will eat up market share. That is obvious. But this is something this is like, that is a point, yes, but there is something completely different also affecting it as well. Anyway, let's X this out. That became a topic in and of itself. Holy shit. Let's get into the last topic of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about this nonsense, man. This fucking stupid shit. I swear. They are like so disingenuous about this. It's not even funny. LBC Andrew says, will it beat Avowed? I think it will beat Avowed. I think it will because the original Outer Worlds beat Avowed as well. That's what made Avowed so pathetic, because Avowed being a hyped up RPG, something that Obsidian was like pushing hard, and it couldn't even beat Avowed. I'm sorry, it couldn't even beat Outer Worlds 1 numbers, which shows a massive degradation of a studio. And now that this one is also not beating Avowed, that's a problem. Was the first Outer Worlds on Game Pass? I don't know. I don't think so. Let me see. Was Outer Worlds 1 on Game Pass? Yep. Yep. So that destroys the argument even more. That destroys the argument even more. Holy shit, bro. It was. I just looked it up. It was. Polygon 2019 says the Outer Worlds is on Xbox Game Pass. Oof. Damn, bro. That's rough. That's rough. The Outer Worlds would debut on PlayStation 4, Windows PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch version in development, but it won't be available till later. I'm trying to think. PC. On PC and Xbox One, there's a way cheaper option than buying the game outright. The Outer Worlds is included in Xbox Game Pass on both platforms at launch. Anyone with a Game Pass subscription can preload the game right now. Game Pass costs $9.99 a month. That was back when it was $9.99 a month. Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. Yeah, so it was on Game Pass. So that means that the first one, think about it, guys. The first one did 20,000 concurrent on Steam, even with it being on Game Pass. So the second one that is also on Game Pass, doing 13,000. I mean, there's something wrong there. Something is wrong here. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is, but still, they don't want to admit what it is. And that is degradation of franchise. I'll keep saying it until they get sick of hearing it. Degradation of franchise is a thing. And they have absolutely degraded their studio and their franchise over the years, whether you want to admit it or not. All right, let's talk. And a cheaper Game Pass, too. Exactly. In order to play Outer Worlds 2, you have to now pay, what, $30 instead of $9.89? $20 more? You got to pay half of the price of the fucking game almost? It's crazy. All right, so we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about how people apparently cannot stand that Halo is being used for government propaganda. And that apparently the co-creator and design lead that worked on Halo 2 find it to be absolutely abhorrent to see Halo used this way. How dare you use it this way? Oh my God. Halo has never been used for political propaganda. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so today's video is going to be an interesting one. It's going to be about Halo's co-creator and the Halo 2 design lead apparently having a little bit of a melty melt online and a problem with their video game being utilized as a meme for the White House to push supposedly abhorrent political propaganda, as they like to put it. Now, the funny thing about all of this is that this comes from a very, 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 very disingenuous place, right? The reason why I say that is because they come out here and they complain because it's people that they don't like making the memes, right? I said this in my last video and I will say it again. If this was Kamala Harris in the Spartan armor, they would have no problem with it. If this was Joe Biden in the armor, they would have absolutely no problem with it whatsoever. It's only because it's Donald Trump. It's only because there's Republicans in the White House that they suddenly have a problem and they want to consider it to be absolutely abhorrent, right? Now, the funny thing is they're being extremely disingenuous by saying this is politics into video games. I don't think you quite understand what that means. When you put politics into video games, it actually looks like something like this. Halo, on their official account, says, Happy Pride Month. Embrace love, diversity, and inclusion by equipping the Unity 24 armor coating, nameplate, and emblem in Halo Infinite this June. Let's stand together in honoring our LGBTQIA zip code community and forging a future of unity and acceptance for all. Hashtag Pride 2024. Here's the ironic thing is you're going to have people say, well, my sexuality is not politics. I don't understand how you could think being gay is political. And you're right. It shouldn't be political. However, back in 1999, when Bill Clinton decided to proclaim June to be Pride Month in the original way that he did, and then Obama decided to follow up and decided to change it to mean, LGBTQIA, and he decided to proclaim that as well. Once you had politicians utilizing your own identity for their political gain, guess what happened? Your sexuality became political. It's quite unfortunate, but that is basically what it is. You could thank Bill Clinton for that back in 1999. You got another one here, Halo. says this Pride Month, we celebrate love, diversity, and the freedom to be yourself. Log into Halo Infinite this month to unlock the Unity coding, visor, and emblem and wear them with pride. Again, another one, Spartans work best when they stand together. We're proud to stand by our LGBTQIA community and colleagues who help us make Halo better every single day. Hashtag pride. Now, guys, it's not my fault that politicians utilize your sexuality for their political gain. If you don't want your identity to be political, perhaps you should stop letting them use it for politics, right? So let's continue. Earlier this week, the official White House account jumped on a tongue-in-cheek post by GameStop to crib up some credit for ending the console war. An eye-rolling but otherwise uneventful AI-generated image of U.S. President Donald Trump saluting an American flag with an incorrect number of stars. Like, you give a fuck how many stars there are, because chances are a lot of these journalists are the ones that actively participate in Antifa protests, and they're the ones that are burning down American flags anyway. So what the fuck do you care how many stars are on the flag? You're going to burn the flag anyway. It doesn't matter. A slightly more eventful post happened when the X account put the Department of Homeland Security, which, by the way, shout out to whoever is running the Homeland Security account. You guys are absolutely creating massive levels of entertainment for people on the X platform, because the responses and the quote tweets that people have to your particular post are hilarious. So I just want to give you a little shout out, because it is top tier comedy, whoever's in charge of that anyway. Shared an advertisement for Immigration Enforcement Agency ICE depicting two Spartans in a warthog under a halo ring with the caption, "Destroy the Flood." The Flood being a parasitic alien life form and a major antagonist in the Halo series. Yeah, I gotta imagine that illegal immigration, which is what you don't want to admit this is about. You want to think this is about immigration as a whole. Illegal immigration is a little bit parasitic. You know, they take our money, they take our food, they take our jobs. It's a little bit parasitic, you got to admit. But anyway, we can scroll down. It is a meme at the end of the day. When PC Gamer reached out to Microsoft stated that it does not have anything to share on this matter. Smart Microsoft. Don't give these journalists anything. But that doesn't necessarily reflect the people who made the damn thing. Well, aside from one composer who's gone full MAGA, in fact, some are plainly horrified per a recent entry of journalist Stephen Totillo's game file. Now, they don't even want to mention Marty O'Donnell, right? They obviously put they have a previous post that they link to, but they won't even mention him by name in the new article, which is fucking pathetic, bro. They're talking about Marty O'Donnell, the composer for Halo. That is the level of person we're talking about. Totillo spoke with Halo's co-creator, Marcus Leto, who worked at Bungie until 2012 and was the art director for several of the earliest Halo games. Leto doesn't mince words, calling the post absolutely abhorrent. It really makes me sick seeing Halo co-opted like this. Oh, co-opted. Co-opted, you say? Halo getting co-opted. That's never happened before. That has never happened before. Halo has always been a straight shooter. No pun intended. No pun intended. That was not a pun. Halo has always been a straight shooter. They've never been co-opted. They never once brought any real life politics into it whatsoever. Never happened. Oh, sexual identity is not political. Again, don't yell at me. Yell at Bill Clinton, who proclaimed you as a national month in 1999, and Obama has decided to follow up with that during his presidency as well. Don't yell at me. Yell at them for making it political. But again, the irony is amazing to me that you guys simply don't just want to admit that this comes down to, number one, not being the same thing. And number two, it's the fact that people who you don't like are doing it. Thus, it makes it wrong. Even though you guys have been doing this forever. Like, the irony is amazing. I don't understand how this is even like, how can you guys speak on a daily basis without smacking yourself in the head with a literal iron for the irony? I don't get it. Anyway, Jane Grisomere, who was the designer on Halo Combat Evolved and a design lead on Halo 2, also told GameFile that while the initial post of Trump squeezed into a Master Chief suit didn't offend him, usually I take it as a compliment to Halo's continuing legacy, Homeland Security's post crossed the line. Using Halo imagery to call in to destroy people because of their immigration status goes way too far and ought to offend every Halo fan, regardless of political orientation. I personally find it despicable. The Flood are evil space zombie parasites and are not an allegory to any group of people. If you guys love illegal immigrants so much, or you think that they should be coddled and loved or whatever, why don't you let them live in your home? Why is it that every time these illegal immigrants get dropped off in very wealthy areas, very rich neighborhoods that usually have people voting like this, why is it that you guys are the first ones to call the police? Why is it that you're the ones that are usually the first to complain and say, get the fuck out of here? Why are you the ones that are allowed to live perfectly fine behind your gated communities, but everybody else got to deal with your bullshit because you want to be what, fake empathetic online? You know, it really is quite interesting to me. As pointed out by fellow PCG writer Andy Chalk earlier this week, comparing immigrants to parasites or insects to be destroyed echoes the language surrounding some of history's most horrific human rights violations and is certainly an escalation from the stunt Homeland Security pulled with the Pokemon in September. Referring to any one group as subhuman never leads to anything good, says the people who would call Charlie Kirk a Nazi and then celebrate his death and say that he deserved it. I want you guys to understand the irony here, by the way, right? These are the people who are saying you should never refer to any group as subhuman, but then you'll call people literal fucking Nazis on your articles. You will literally do this, and your friends will do this, and then you would literally treat them as subhuman. And then if somebody gets killed because they want to take it too far, you're going to be the ones to say, well, you shouldn't have been so bigoted. You should have been a Nazi, right? You guys are the first ones to treat people like subhuman. Now you're complaining because other people are being treated as supposedly subhuman when really they're just illegal immigrants that need to get the fuck out. Like, I don't understand how this is even remotely the same. But again, it's not the same, right? This is about misrepresentation. Again, I talk about this all the time. Misrepresentation is something these people practice on a daily basis. This is what they preach. This is what they do. They constantly misrepresent everything, and they want to get you upset. And it's hilarious because they're the ones who say we want to get you upset. They're like, oh, the YouTube grifters. They want you constantly angry so they can monetize you. Meanwhile, what we're doing is talking about what you're doing. So if people are getting angry, it's because you're being stupid. But in any case, you guys let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this? Has Halo never once been co-opted ever? Am I just seeing things with this particular picture or this picture or this picture? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. And if you enjoyed it, consider hitting that like and subscribe. And I will see you guys on the next one. Also,
Welcome home!
all right, boys. Let's catch up on super chats really quick. We got Hypnotic and Rapture with a 2. Their side has expelled more people than Trump. Shout out, man. I agree, by the way. Let's get into gifted games. I think we got I think there was gifted games. I'm almost positive. Let me check really quick. Let me refresh. Yep, we got gifted games. Let's see what BioT Wolf got cooking. Hold on real quick. And Xavier, the fucking legend as well. BioT Wolf gift. Well, first he said, what's a pumpkin's favorite genre? Pulp Fiction. Oh my God, bro. You serious? You serious? Happy Halloween. He gifted Dementium, The Ward. Classic DS horror reborn. Awaken in an abandoned hospital with no memory, no escape, and unspeakable horrors lurking in the dark. Bro, the amount of horror games that you guys have been gifting have been absolutely peak. And I appreciate this sincerely. You guys know I will play them. Thank you so much. Xavier doesn't say anything, but he gifted Fate Hero Bundle. What's this? Fate Undiscovered Realms. Critically acclaimed classic dungeon crawler. Ooh. Now with Steam achievements, trading cards, profile backgrounds, and much more. Bro, shout out to Xavier. Dungeon crawlers, you can never go wrong with dungeon crawlers. Like, never. Never. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Lots of spooky games. Lots and lots of spooky games. All right, we are fully caught up everywhere, guys. Thank you so much for the insane support today. If you're not going to join us in the wild waifu battle that's about to go down, I appreciate you regardless. Join us tomorrow, again, obviously for Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern every single day. And join me over on Griftcast for some game reviews. We're playing Tormented Souls 2, some wild shit. We're about to get to the next area. So come check out the boss battle that I got my ass kicked in before streaming tonight. I'm also probably going to be streaming video games tonight. So stick around. I might be playing Duck Off or Ball X Pit. I'm not sure which one yet. So stick around for that later tonight after I'm finished with my editing. Let's get into the waifu battle so I can get to editing, and let's have some fun. Here we go. All right, boys. The waifu battle is here. Now, if you guys missed the last waifu battle, there was a beatdown. There was a beatdown, a literal fucking beatdown. It was almost illegal what we saw. Now, thankfully, it happened because obviously Tier 1 and Tier 2 was saved yesterday. But it was still a beatdown. It was fucking insane. But Mia Fey is still the waifu battle champion, boys. Still the waifu battle champion. Let me call out this super chat really quick, man. We got Camchi with a 189. My concern is how Halo remake will be. Okay or DEI? I don't think it's going to be DEI. I think it's going to have other problems that are related probably to DEI. Probably like people who are not supposed to be doing this job, people who are clearly inexperienced, people who don't understand the original Halo. I think there's going to be other problems related to it. Bad level design, just overall, just it's probably not going to feel like the soul of Halo is going to be gone. I think there's going to be other problems with it. Adair Soto with a $20. Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life. Mucha lucha. And let's not forget, before they changed their studio name 343 to Halo Studio, they released a video, all the political agenda, diversity, equity, especially the manager who was in the video, whatever her name was, the black chick. Oh, she's gone, by the way. I don't know if you know that, Adair Soto, but she's gone. She got fired or she let go. She left. I don't know, but she's gone from the company. But thank you so much for the 20. She works for Riot Games now. RIP to League of Legends. Thank you for the 20, bro. All right, let's get to the waifu battle. Let's go over the rules of engagement before we bring out the challenger. Rule number 1, all super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that it is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name first. If you do not put the name of the waifu in the super chat first, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact and you put the name of the waifu that you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You could vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It doesn't matter. You could vote for the champion, who is Mia Fey, or you could vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on screen at the time. Last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I'm going to do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It doesn't matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen is going to be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rules? We don't understand the rules. Let's be real. All right, boys. Today's challenger, a brand new waifu, boys. Brand spanking new waifu. Let's see if anybody knows her, and if they do, how much they love her. I think she'll be a good one. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But brand new waifu, brand new challenger. Let's see how this goes. All right, boys. The challenger that is going to go up against Mia Fey is going to be none other than the one and the only, ironically named, Mia from Monster Monsoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be Mia Fey, or is it going to be Mia? It's Mia on Mia battle right now, ladies and gentlemen. Mia on Mia battle. Let's find out, boys. Let's find out. I'm going to be monitoring Rumble, but Rumble, I think, is frozen. I don't know what's going on with Rumble, man. Let me refresh it. Let me refresh again. I don't know what's going on with this. Yeah, it's weird, bro. It's weird. It's like frozen. It's weird. T-Jap says ... Fuck. Really? T-Jap, you like this? You like this waifu? Let me find out, T-Jap. Oh shit. I didn't know that. Is T-Jap gonna vote in the waifu battle for the first time in like a long time? Holy shit. It's insane. No matter what Amiya wins, 100%. 100%. Monster Matsum is good. Hypnotic, no, both names are too similar, which is going to make many mess ups. Oh, yeah, that's right. So, okay, so if you vote for Mia Fey, can you please put Mia Fey as the first name? so you can understand the difference between Mia Fey and Mia, please? I didn't even think about that. If you're gonna vote, put Mia Fey for one and Mia for the other. That way we know the difference. Although it looks like nobody's voting, so we might have a 0-0 waifu battle. We might have that. First time ever? At that point, we might as well shut the show down. LBC Andrew says, I prefer my snake to be larger than my waifus. Hey, yo. Hey. I don't need to hear all that. I don't need to hear all that. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. LBC Andrew says, how is that different from mermaid? Makes sense. I can help with that with a $4.99. Says Mia the Lamia. Mia the Lamia. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for the $4.99. That's for the snake. And then we got Ferret Arez with a 2. Says Mia for the snake. Thank you so much. And then Gray the Merchant with a 2. Mia. There, first vote. You're the third vote, but that makes sense. Thank you, bro. Teacher Conic with a 2 says Mia. Shout out. War Wizard with a 199 says Mia. Snake waifu supremacy. Very nice. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. That is 4 votes. 1, 2, 3. Oh, 5 votes. 5 votes for Mia in like 10 seconds. That's crazy. Insane. Nothing for Mia Fey. Is Mia Fey gonna get banned? Oh man. I don't know. We'll see. We got Kaylin. What a 2 says Mia, redheads always get me. Why am I not surprised? Lots of scalies in the chat. Don't tell me that's what they call snake waifu fans. Do they call snake waifu fans scalies? I don't know the terms, man. So you guys got to educate me on this shit. Because that's crazy if you guys are called scalies. It's Monster Girl. This is a big snake situation. Sure is. All right, boys. Mia's coming off stage. Speedy Cake with a 10. Mia. Wakey wakey. Crushed by Snakey. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. All right, time to bring out Mia Fey to the stream, ladies and gentlemen, in a beautiful black dress. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. Is it going to be the lawyer, Mia Fey, or is it going to be Wakey Wakey, Crushed by Snakey? Beautiful Zexel with a 2. Turkey Nautic. Oh my God. Come on, man. Come on, bro. Panthro with a 2 says Mia. Snake. Nice. Monkey Man with a 2 says, give me that 2x edge saw treatment. Interesting. War Wizard with a 199. Mia again just got Monster Masum Deluxe Edition. Nice, bro. Nice. How much did that run you, by the way? That's awesome. Shout out. Which Mia? All of these votes are for regular Mia. Like Snake Mia. I mean, all these votes have been for Snake Mia. Every single one of them. Not a single one have been for Mia Fey. She's about to get banned. This girl was killing it, and now she's getting felted. It's amazing. Hopefully Rumble works tomorrow. Hopefully. I don't know. I don't know if, if they will. That's not how you pronounce... What, Musume? Is it Musume? Monster Musume? Is that how you pronounce it? Guys, how many times do I have to tell you I don't watch anime very much? I read manga. So how it's pronounced is how I want to pronounce it in my head. And that's all that matters. Okay. I love Monster Girls, but the snakes bring back some bad memory for me. Damn, BioT Wolf just did $10 just to save Mia Fey. That's it. That's it. That's insane. Ban avoided. Lucky Mia Fey. Toxin said, isn't that cute? But it's wrong. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It was $32 on Thrift Books. Nice, dude. Nice. How many deluxe editions are there? I wonder. I don't have that in my collection, so curious. Lucky duck. Very lucky duck. Very. My brother used to say that. Wakey, wakey, hands of snaky. Crazy. Rumble is not voting tonight because the chat is frozen, by the way, guys. So I don't blame them. I don't think they're going to come over to YouTube to super chat. So they are completely out of this waifu battle. They just started releasing them. So Volume 1 so far. Nice. Do they have any singles? Do they have any singles? I tend to prefer the singles first. Dark Obsidian with a $4.99 and from Persona 5 only because I don't like neither of these. Yeah, it seems like it. Nobody's voting. Everybody's scared. Everybody's scared, man. And it's crazy because all these votes are for the snake, but all it takes is one $50 banger, and that's it. Mia Faye's in the lead again. Woodnut Insider says for a 20, totally would. That makes sense. I can help with that with $4.99 says Mia Faye. Okay. Okay. Isn't a volume a single? No, not with a deluxe edition. So when I say singles, I mean, so deluxe edition usually has like 3 volumes in one or 2 sometimes. So when I say singles, I mean one particular volume separate. So Dikachu with a 2571 says Mia. Shout out. All right, boys, we're going to take Mia Faye off the screen. And now it's time to do the final countdown. Who is going to win? If you're going to chair shot, please be very specific. Please be very specific. Remember, Mia Faye for Mia Faye or Mia for Mia Snake. All right, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. That has to be the saddest loss that I think I've ever seen in my life. Nobody voted. Wow. Very sad. Very, very sad, guys. That's okay. Mia Faye, I'm sorry, girl. That's rough. You were everybody's hero, and now you're a 0. Mods, let's count it up. Let's count it up, and let's see who won the waifu battle today. Let's play the song. I can't even play my chair shot clip. Why did I make a chair shot clip if I'm not going to be able to play it? Feed the ducks and feed the eagles. Let's go. Feed the ducks, feed the eagles. That's a wipeout? Yeah, it's a wipeout. That's actually a pretty pathetic win for the snake. If she won, I don't know, because there were some last second votes. There were some last second votes for Mia Faye, so she might not have won. I don't know. We're going to see. It shouldn't be much for them to count up. Toxin with a 2 says case closed, guilty, RIP, Mia Faye. I don't think she might not be dead yet. She might not be dead. We gotta wait for the numbers. It's not gonna take long for the numbers to come in. Give it a second. Give it a second. Well, maybe it will because if it's close. If it's close. Monkey Man says I was only here for the chair shot vid. Yeah, man, no chair shots, bro. I'm sorry. Maybe on the next waifu battle. Tiger King says who won? I have no idea. Blackheart says no way it's close. There you go. Numbers are in. Wow. She's going to lose the belt tomorrow, bro. This is a very weak win. She's going to lose the belt guaranteed tomorrow. Probably. In the waifu battle, we got Mia, the snake, with $27.72 against Mia Faye, who everybody loved and now nobody loves, apparently, for $14.99, which means the winner and the new waifu battle champion, shockingly, by the way, is none other than the one and the only. Hold on, I'm trying to save the picture. Come on. Come on, you stupid snake. Come on. There you go. The waifu battle champion is none other than Mia. ladies and gentlemen. I guess it's a Mia, so I guess it counts. I don't know. This is probably the easiest I've ever seen someone get a belt. Like such minimal effort to get a belt. I don't think I've seen this in a long, long time. Holy shit, boys. According to Blackguard, it's the second lowest win amount by a champion waifu. Wow. I don't think anybody's coping and seething in the chat today. Pretty sure.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard, coping and seething.
And that's going to be it for the Waifu Battle, ladies and gentlemen. Mia is going to go backstage, where she will face off against another waifu tomorrow, Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern. Do not miss it. You got Panther with a 5. We traded one beautiful snake, attorney, for another beautiful snake, a real snake. Shout out to Panther. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the 5. You are correct, though. You are correct. All right, man. Sorry, Rumble. I don't know what's going on over there, bro. The Rumble's just being weird. But, you know, it is what it is. Guys, most likely I'll be playing some games tonight. Hopefully, we'll see, depending how long editing takes, because we stayed a little bit long tonight. So make sure to join me either tonight or tomorrow, you know, depending on when I go live. Thank you guys so much for liking, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, gifting memberships, all that great stuff. Shout out to the Hypno mods for doing what they do every single day. Appreciate you guys as well. But I am out. I am done. I am gone. Stay to the end for the raid, and I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots and go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you gay.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina. Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her gay. Fuck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a chicken in it, we eat, and make her fucking gay. Fucking pronouns! Fucking pronouns! Fucking gender ambiguity! Fucking current day Californian shit! Cause it's all we fucking know! Cause we're boring! We're so fucking Twitter hole! Twitter hole! Get it right!
At the touch of the black man, I bring life. I bring life.
I bring light